the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody. Oh, I forgot to turn you on.
It's fine.
Did I hit the wrong one? I guess I did.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I really have anything to say. It's fine.
He does.
No, I don't. It's fine.
He's happy.
No, I was gonna say happier. It feels things are good.
Is it because it's gonna rain today?
Maybe, possibly. I mean,
I'm happy about rain. I like rain. I'm ready for rain.
I'm excited about the onset of fall. I know we're still a long way away from it.
Yeah.
But it's in the air because school's starting back. Football's about to start back. I'm already hearing about the pumpkin spice nonsense that's going to be coming out. Oh, by the way.
Oh, boy.
And I got to get a hold of some of this so we can try it on the air because I think they're going to sell it at the box store.
Uh-huh.
Pumpkin spice cup of noodles. Yeah. Yeah,
Ew.
Cup ramen. They're doing the cup of noodles.
That sounds not good.
It sounds god awful.
Yeah.
But I'm desperate to try it.
Like the
cup of noodles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the cup of noodle brand, not the Maruchan or whatever.
No, I'm pretty sure it's cup of noodles.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
It does. You really should mic that up one of these days, because Mike has the most dramatic pours. Oh, careful.
There you go. Yeah, hold on.
Oh. That last part. Yeah, mix that last part. That was rough. There's some weird ASMR stuff going on. I do not recommend listening to this show in headphones, by the way. Wow.
Sorry. Yeah, that was really tasty.
You next to me.
But happy Thursday. Welcome to it, everybody. Hope you're having a delightful day. And thank you for all the anniversary well wishes online and in person. It was we had a great day yesterday.
Yes.
We did, our anniversary gift was our trip to the Grand Canyon back in June, but we went out to dinner last night.
There's always opportunity for little gifts, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big stuff.
We had a nice little one-on-one dinner at Antigua's last night, and I made of course I had fun,
dude. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
a couple drinks, I get it.
No. I mean, like I'm just a child. That's what it is.
Oh no, that makes sense.
Because I ordered quail.
Dan quail?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Weird that he was there and offering himself up like that.
Roasted Dan quail with asparagus.
with potatoes.
With potato ease.
That is a joke that only old people are going to get.
Yeah. One potato with an E. But anyway, no, I had the quail. It was just delicious. The food was awesome. But I'm such a 7-year-old because they give you two quails, right? And they're sitting on a bed of like it's like a rice corn, Mexican kind of skillety.
So it's served up like full rotisserie style. Mm-hmm. Okay.
2 little ones.
Right.
But what do? I proceed to rip the little legs off and eat them like little chicken legs. And I'm like, I feel so big. And I'm like going, raw.
I'm like a giant.
And then
you pulled the baby corn move? Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm like a giant eating this thing.
I did all of that in there. My wife's laughing. She gets a kick out of it. So that just eggs me on. So then
you encourage him, right, Kim?
After I take the 2 drumsticks off, right? I got one, and he's just the wings. So I pull them little wings out. I'm like, look, it's the chicken of the cave.
Champ, are you sure this is a chicken that you're serving? No, it's bat. It's chicken in the cage.
It kind of looked like it when you ripped the little drumsticks off and pulled the weight. It kind of looked like a bat.
You get the extra sinew there in the middle.
But you know what I did then? Then I ripped the wings off and started eating the wings. Like, this is what Andre the Giant is like eating chicken wings. And he's like, this is so good. I was so stupid. I don't know why. But that quail made me want to do these dumb little things.
This is why you and Kim are still happy in 20 years because you can be a child and she will encourage you to do so by laughing. You have to understand, we feed off of that.
My 20th anniversary was me making fun of quail with doing bats.
That's awesome.
Eating little tiny chicken drumsticks.
That right there.
That was our fun last night.
That's love.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
That was our wedding anniversary. We had a good time.
I like it. Nice.
And fortunately, I'm not loud enough to get thrown out. So it's pretty.
Yeah, that was the next question. Is because once you get the laugh, that's when you kind of start.
Start
building a bit.
Fortunately, it was we're in a booth, so it was our intimate little area, so I could do my chicken shtick, and no one's.
Chicken shtick, by the way, actually sounds like a fantastic dish, Antigua. I would consider that. Our chicken's served on a shtick.
Yeah, you put a green chili on it, people get it.
It's just a Jewish stick. But yeah, no, I was going to tell you, or I was going to suggest, baller move. You might want to pull this out next milestone anniversary. So like the 5, the 10. Just don't say anything. Foot rub.
For me?
No, for her. No, not for you. You selfish son of a gun. Just walk up to her, just while she's like, got her feet up, kicked up, watching TV or whatever, and just, slide the slippers off.
I've given her a foot rub before.
I'm sure you have, but I'm saying unprompted. Don't say anything to her. I'm going to give you a foot. Just pop, and just see what happens.
Well, She knows.
She might recoil. She might be like, "Oh God."
She would like it, but she'd be shocked because she knows I'm grossed out by feet. Like feet are.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm
not okay. Look,
I don't want my feet touched, and I don't want to touch other people's.
Okay,
feet.
now this is a dangerous avenue to go down. All right, because a lot of assumptions can be made. I'm not into feet, but I respect them.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. I can understand the work and the job.
I'm just repulsed by feet. Like if I'm touching, I'm like, no, I'm just not. I don't even like my own feet. I do what I have to do to my feet, and I'm done. I'm out. I'm not messing with them.
I just feel like the feet do the hardest job of any of the parts of the body.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just need a little TLC.
Well,
that's where I come in. The guy doesn't mind.
TLC your own feet. I barely don't want to touch mine.
You live in a world where hand sanitizer and soap exists.
It's not the point.
This is literally the conversation we had yesterday about me not wanting to eat anything because I don't want to mess my breath up.
Yeah.
I
just don't want to mess with feet.
Fair enough. Everybody has their line. Feet. All right. Shoulders.
They're fine.
Yeah. Walk up to her. Just start, rubbing her shoulders.
You said I didn't do that.
Just give her the old karate chops.
You have to ask permission first in this day and age.
That's right. Can't just go in chopping away. Gotta get consent first, man.
Yeah, I can't just do that. Well,
the Kabuki Edict of 2015 states.
But we did. We had a good day, and it was fun. But thank you to everyone that gave us well wishings and congratulations.
I was trying to mimic the guy right above me. Just like, happy anniversary, kiddos. Now, in fairness, you know me. Since the mix days, I've been using the kids thing for a long time.
He has.
I tried to start a group called the Kids Club that wasn't supposed to be for kids, but nobody got that.
Yeah.
Because I called my listeners my kids.
Yeah, he goes, all right, kids.
Of all ages. And so they're like, why are you starting a children's club? I'm like, it's not. I'm not. Never mind. Just forget I said anything.
Shouldn't it be 2 adults in your kids club?
Is this like some kind of NAMBLA thing?
Oh, man. Yeah, it didn't go over well.
Where do you put the apostrophe in the kids club?
We're going to get a van. We'll drive around. We'll pick them up.
Right. Good time.
Of candy.
They won't come right away, so we're going to have something to entice them in.
Yeah, we'll give a bag of candy. It'll be great.
Opportunities for airtime. That's kind of how y'all got me.
I don't know how this plan didn't work.
They lured in a portly young DJ with promises of $20 a week and an opportunity of a microphone plugged in.
I just can't believe why people didn't embrace that. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay our interview we had with Superintendent Brian Luck. He joined us in the 8 o'clock hour. talked all about the school board meeting on Tuesday evening.
Yep.
And so we'll replay that for you this hour. Next hour, about 8:15, Mayor Dennis Kentai will join us because tonight is City Council meeting happening 6 p.m. out at the Convention and Civic Center.
Sure, it'll be nice and civil.
Chambers there. So we're going to give the highlights or preview, I should say, for their tonight's meeting. Then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Lori Scott's going to join us from the Community Farmers Market in Artesia. They've got their farmers market this weekend, but on top of that, they got a big health and business expo going on where they've got various other things happening. So we're going to talk about that.
She needs her own entrance music. Like when she comes in, just start playing. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Work it up.
It'll be fun.
But yeah, she'll be here about 9:15 or so.
Very good.
Plus, we'll have all of your other features that include the news, both of the local and national variety, and business updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Yes. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Probably going to get some rain. Every day for like the rest of this week and into next, we got rain chances. So here it is.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. We have on and off again chances for showers and thunderstorms in our forecast for the entire region here for the rest of the week, and this trend will continue into the weekend. Partly sunny at times for today with scattered thunderstorms bubbling up for the afternoon, lingering into at least parts of tonight. Today's high temperature approaching 90 degrees and the overnight low at 70. Scattered showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow with highs between 80 and 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. And currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 71%. Winds currently out of the south at 5 miles per hour. We do have a 60% chance at showers today. They say mainly for the afternoon. They say some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall, partly cloudy for today. Like Jennifer said, expect highs right around 90 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, chance of rain still lingering at 60%. They're saying some of these storms, once again, could produce some heavy rainfall this evening. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 68 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. New rainfall amounts tonight, they're saying anywhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch of rain possible. For you Friday, we're looking at a 70% chance of rain. Mostly cloudy. High of 78 tomorrow. We're not even going to get to 80. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looks like they're saying we could get another 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain on Friday. Friday night, we're looking at a 70% chance of rain. Once again, some of these storms could produce heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 67. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for your weekend, Saturday, we're looking at 60% chance of rain. Mostly cloudy, highs near 80 with northeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 50% chance of rain for Saturday night. Sunday, a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy and 86. And then rain chances continue into next week. 20% for Monday and Tuesday and into Wednesday even, with highs in the upper 80s near 90 for that first half the next week. All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, our interview we had yesterday with Superintendent Brian Luck. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Too many marriages are beef stew marriages. Here's what I mean. One beefs, the other stews. Does your marriage resemble that? Do you want your marriage to be everything it was designed to be? Everything that God wants it to be? At Country Club Road, we believe that marriage is a gift from God. We believe God wants every marriage to be spectacular and completely fulfilling to both the husband and the wife. Marriage has always been a priority of this church. How much is marriage a priority in your life? If your marriage is in need of a tune-up, or maybe your marriage is in total chaos and needs an overhaul, we hope you'll join us as we try together as a church to make all of our marriages better.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell. Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies awarded for first, second, and third place in each category, plus the People's Choice Award. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns and Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The verb form of the word run has been calculated to have almost 650 different meanings. So think about that the next time you run up your tab at the bar, and then run into a friend while you run away from the bartender. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio. I think last time I spoke to this man officially in here, he was just a plain old principal. Now, Superintendent for the Roswell Independent School District, Brian Luck with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
That's true. Well, officially, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know I've told you this several times, but here on air, it's obviously, I'm sure a lot of people very happy with this choice, and it's great to see a person that's kind of been a part of the fabric of this community for a long time now, running the show here for the district. I mean, the board's picked to run the show. The board runs the
absolutely.
district. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
But congratulations. That's great to see that.
Thank you.
So.
No, it's pretty neat. It's something that's been a while coming for me. I'm very, very humbled by it. It's lots of really good people have gone before me, and there's a lot of pressure too with being from here. And
you are a lightning rod.
Knowing the ins and outs, and I'm hoping to use as much of that to my advantage as I can versus it being a detriment. So
sure.
I'm excited, though. I'm very excited.
Well, and I think I love, and not that I'm saying that superintendents, a lot of them have experience, at teacher levels and things like that. But I think it's great because as the principal at Goddard High just your career in the RASD, the kids, that's a difference. There's a difference from, I'm not saying other things are bad things, but when you come from a theoretical world versus a world of actually doing it, I'm not saying there's wrong with theoretical, but sometimes you need the practical to work with the theoretical to actually make sure the theoretical's on target, and that experience isn't replaceable. And I think that's going to serve you well as a superintendent, where someone who's just done the theory side of it may not have as much experience doing that.
Well, I sure hope so.
Yeah.
That's the plan right now.
Well, let me ask, before we get to last night's meeting and everything, let's just talk about the school year. How's this transition? I know it's a weird start to a school year compared to what we've been going through, but we're having a start to the school year, everything. How has that process been going for the district?
I tell you what, it is August, and we're up and running. I mean, it was so neat the other morning, first day of school, to see parents taking off work a little bit and walking their kids to school. Mm-hmm. I purposely drove through school zones this year, which was something totally different than I've ever done before.
Normally avoid them.
Yeah, and but to see the looks on people's faces, and I've said this before, that the community has an ebb and flow with the school year. Mm-hmm. And last August, when we didn't go back to face-to-face instruction, I mean, there was just something missing. Yeah. On lots of counts. And the hope right now is that pushes you through, and we start our year. August August is by far not the start of any year, but it is. It's the start of a kid's year. And,
Absolutely.
And
by default, kind of your family's year too.
It really does. It moves us through our fall activities and then on into winter and Christmas, and then obviously you start looking forward to spring. But it really just it feels like it just kind of sets the tone for the community. You've got particular events that are your benchmarks, and we're off and running. We've got all in-person learning going on right now at all of our schools.
Yeah.
We've got some virtual options that we can talk about those here in a little bit, but it was so neat walking into elementary schools because I don't generally do that.
Yeah.
And just the energy.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time in the high school here.
Yeah, I did.
It's a different world in the elementary
Yes, it
schools.
is.
Yeah.
But it is that energy that just miraculously appeared because of the first day of school was really nice to see. And like I said, our teachers have been working hard. They didn't have a lot of a summer this year, and a lot of them, it seemed like talking to them, they were kind of concerned that going back into this, would I have it in the tank after such a short summer, and for what I've seen, I mean they're knocking it out. I mean
Sure.
our people are back in. They're excited to have the kids back. We're working on, what does now normal look like versus, like a regular year, what I would say a regular year. And we're sorting through that, but it is so nice versus sitting there going, okay, well, let's check out our computers this day and come by and get your packets. I mean, it's so nice just to say, hey, the doors will be open. We'll have you inside and we're back and running.
Yeah. And this is something, and I think I shared this last week when we were talking on the phone. I can't remember, but my wife, she's a second grade teacher. You know this.
Yes, sir.
I've told this on, but she's going into her 24th year now, and you're right. You're talking about it's great to see kids going into school. I mean, we can talk about masks and stuff all day, whether you like it, not like it, any of that stuff. That's a different debate, in my opinion. But what I mean is, it's great to see these kids in school and everything, and one of the things that I think once you think about it, you're like, of course. But one of these things we don't think about till it happens is, and this was something my wife shared with me, that this leans to, we got to get these kids back in school, and she was telling me she's a second grade teacher, so basically when COVID started, those kids that she has right now, they were in kindergarten when all this started, and that kindergarten year got kind of botched up a little bit because the back half of that year they just was a march on, it was done, and then so that got messed up. Last year, there was minimal time in classroom. A lot of it was online for the most part. So her second graders, this is really their first time, with the exception of that little stint in kindergarten, where they've been in school for the whole year doing the procedures, and they don't know it because they haven't experienced it. And so my wife is, in essence, almost teaching them to be students in a school again, where it's like, oh, you got to learn the ropes, you got to walk in the line, you got to, all the procedures that are just part of every kid in elementary school experience. They haven't had it. So they got to learn it. And so that's another layer that we're now working on. And so I know everyone's got their points on masks and virtual and this and all that, but I don't care what you say, the kids need to be in school. And this is, and that's, whether they're wearing masks, not wearing masks, that's a different debate. They need to be in school, and this is putting that in that direction. And that's a good thing.
Well, I think you bring up a good point. I mean, you take 2 years, if you work in just whatever type of a job you work in, and we disrupt that 2 years, and then say, okay, now we're going to run back. It's hard. Yeah, I mean, and you've nailed a good point there with just basic day-to-day operations.
Yeah,
and it. The first of every year, you're going to have to reteach a little.
Sure.
But I cannot imagine that this isn't a year where you're having to kind of take a little bit extra time. And we've asked our teachers to kind of look at that as far as, going forward. Don't just assume that
it's learned behavior
that a regular year, because you're right. I mean, there's a lot of difference between a first grader and a third grader, or a third grader and a fifth grader, and we have, we've got kids at the high school level that were there a little bit last year, but that they never did get a chance to go look around.
Sure.
The mid-school kids, we've talked a lot with the parents. They said, well, we didn't get a chance to do any of that kind of stuff, and we've relied really heavily on flexibility with the kids and just the resilience of the kids that show up that they want to be there that bad that they're willing to make it work, and you can't overlook that.
Absolutely. Well, and that's a great thing when when you've got the kids invested desire to do that. I mean, especially when you get to your high school levels and things, and let's face it, teenagers are teenagers, and I don't care if we've all been one or going to be one, or you've at least parented one, and it's a challenge in a normal environment. But with COVID and all the other wrinkles, it's great to see that they are fully invested as well in wanting to do that and because I'm sure they're tired of. You know what I mean? They're tired of not. Let's face it. It is very nice comfort to know when you got your school. It's like, all right, I got this. This is like what's ahead of you. And unfortunately for these students, and this is from kindergarten all the way to 12th.
Right.
That's not guaranteed for them right now, and we want to make that, but let's face it. This last 2 years, it's like, hey, how is it going to be? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's going to change. It depends on the world here, and there is that stability is so important, I think, for kids' structure and schedule and learning and things like that. So to see them back in school, mask not, whatever people upset about that, at the end of the day, the win is the kids are in school, in classrooms, being taught by teachers in the same room and everything, and that's where we need to be.
I could not agree more with you, and like you said, there's some debate to be had on all fronts, and I'll let some of the powers that be have those debates.
That's why they get the big bucks, the election. But you're right; they're elected officials, and this is what the elected officials do.
I do know that as a parent, and we've talked about this quite a bit, that that gets to be their decision when they look at stuff like that, and then they need to weigh a lot of those. I don't want to say options, but they need to weigh, for their decisions that they're going to make.
Sure.
The being in a room and having somebody. I mean, I've said this multiple times at different organizations. Teaching your kids is our job. That's what we signed up to do, and that's what we get the money for. And we just want the opportunity to do that. And last year with everything that happened and how our parents, boy, they didn't just chip in. I mean, they filled the void. They killed the vacuum there, kind of a deal. And that was super appreciated. And now it's our job again.
Yeah.
And that's what, my hope is that we'll get that opportunity to continue to do that job.
Absolutely. And but people keep being involved. Keep being, that your children will not succeed without your parents' involvement in that. The teachers will do everything they can to help them through, but without that home support from the family working and helping on that side, it's you always hear the take a village and all the cliches and everything, but it's legit. Everybody's got to do their part to make it happen.
And I'm kind of curious as to how this year plays out with so many parents and grandparents and neighbors, having to get involved.
Sure.
I'm kind of curious as to what a general evening looks like now with a student that comes home and the parents will say, "Well, do you have any homework tonight?" or something like that, and the kid says no. Immediately a lot of the parents can go back to last year and say, "No, last year, come here, open up," and I'm kind of curious as to what
those excuses won't fly no more.
I'm wondering, and what could that be like with everybody kind of on the same page?
Absolutely, yeah. It's when everyone's involved in that kind of stuff and looking out for each other and helping each other, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Well, let's kind of talk about the school board did meet last night. It was a well-attended, popular meeting because of the resolution vote about the mask. Now, this resolution, it's not. And correct me if anything I'm saying here is wrong on this, but basically what the board's saying it's not. They're not dictating a policy that, yes, we're going to put masks or not put masks on. Basically, they're sending a resolution to the governor stating that we believe that we should be making local decisions based on, that's basically,
right.
It's not, the mask is the catalyst for this resolution, obviously, but But we're not. It's not a resolution saying no. We're not going to force kids to wear masks. We just want the ability to make that decision ourselves.
Right.
And that's basically what they were discussing last night. And of course, the public came out in droves to share their opinions with, which is a good thing. I will never. That's exactly what this is for. And for the most part, I think from what I heard, I caught some. I didn't catch all of it, but I caught a hunk of it online. And for the most part, most people were passionate, but were polite. There was a few times where they kind of had to settle things down a little bit, but for the most part, most people were passionate but behaved. So
absolutely, and and this is going to sound kind of funny, but I want to say thank you to the people that came out.
Yeah,
and I mean that. I mean that is what this system is for. And I don't think anybody got up there and didn't represent our town well. Or what their beliefs that they were passionate about.
Sure.
And I appreciate them doing that. I think that anytime you get to something like this, and it's been a while, I mean, we've rocked along pretty good as a district, and really as a town without any kind of a major hot button event that sets people into this kind of a place. But they came in, they were respectful. They listened. They participated in the process. I think our board has stepped forward and done a good job. We'll see where we wind up with this. There's several school districts around the state that are moving in this general direction, and it comes back to local control. And that was pretty much the sentiment that was echoed by just about everybody there. We did have some people that, ironically, probably would have been arguing local control the other direction.
Yeah.
And I've talked to more than my fair share of people that have said, regardless which way you want to go, we do think that it should be a decision made here by this entity.
And I agree with that.
And I think going forward, I like the ball that's started rolling. Really,
sure.
It's going to sound weird to a lot of people just because, I mean that got intense a couple times.
Sure.
But I don't ever feel like it got to that point where, you were just like, man, this is something we're going to see on the internet.
Sure. Yeah, you're right. All right. Is this going to be on the world's dumbest, thing? You see those things, but no, it didn't turn out that way. Good.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's something, this is my opinion, my 2 cents. This is just me, not the express of anybody. Me outside looking in, and I see this and I look at the situation. I understand people are passionate about this. This is your children. I know it. Parents are going to fight to the death for their kids. That's
absolutely
that's the way it should be. However, when we talk, like you look at what's going on with the Floyd School Board, and everyone saw what happened there, and they're no longer they're done. And I mean, what more is coming of that? Who knows? But that's where they're at right now. And I guess my thought is, I'm like, I understand we want abuse of power. We want to make sure we address that and things like that. I get that. I'm also pick your battles. And what I mean by that is maybe our children's not the battleground for that kind of thing. When our elected officials and city, county levels have mass mandate problems, issues in these public yes, fight the governors on these things. But when we get to a point where we're in a classroom and at the end of the day, after all the fighting's done, after everyone decides who's right and who's not right, who's getting hurt the most? The kids. And not that I'm saying we shouldn't fight for kids and all that, but to defy the governor in that way through that conduit, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, the only person that suffers is the kids. And that's why I'm a little bit apprehensive about choosing that avenue to fight this fight. I understand there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me on that and everything else. And God, me personally, I'm like, I don't know if the casualties involved here is worth that fight. I'd rather use this same fight and use it in a level where we're not, at the end of the day, the only people that are putting themselves in line are the elected officials and the folks that are passionate about it, not kids that are going to miss out on education. And I don't care what you say. We need our school board. We don't want the PED running the show here for Roswell, New Mexico. We want our people here running it. And if they do the way of Floyd, then guess what? We're going to have the PED all over us doing everything. And you think you're upset about things now. Wait till someone from somewhere else is telling you how to do things that has no idea how we do things here. And that's a problem. And at the end of the day, the kids are going to suffer because of that. So that's my opinion. I know other people disagree with me and all that. And Brian, as a superintendent, probably is not going to share on all that because, but I mean, that's just my opinion. And I get your passion. I get everything, but think about your end game sometimes too, and what happens and what becomes of that. So,
well, and that's quite the monologue to follow there.
Sorry, I just wanted, when I hear this kind of stuff, and I get it, I understand.
Yeah.
I know there's passions and everything. I'm just like, pick your battles on these, and this is one that I don't know if the consequences of those results are worth it on this one.
Well, I would say this, and we have looked into the other districts. Ironically, everybody's following what's going on with Floyd, and we're no different. Out of curiosity, I did ask the superintendent of Floyd. I said, just out of curiosity. In the meanwhile, are the kids wearing masks?
Yeah,
and the answer was yes, they're wearing masks. And so I just said, okay, because that man's got more on his plate than I can even fathom right now. So sure. I just kind of stepped back.
Sure.
But what I would say is that at the end of the day, it is a business that we're running right now, and I was hired to run the business and to keep it open. And there's parameters that go with it on any direction that you want to go. We answer to people as well, so there's parameters there, and there are I don't want to say consequences, but there's mechanisms and there's manners by which we stay open. And my duty, I feel like, to the school board is to keep the doors open and to try to run as fast as I can to stay in front of whatever we can to do so. We answer to the PED as well. And again, I want to try to do whatever we can to keep our kids there. I do understand that maybe your kids, in some people's opinions, maybe that's kind of the final straw. And I get it. I mean, boy, you could hear the passion last night, and some of those families I felt for them, because I'm just like, I wonder what else has happened. And I just felt like this might have been the last straw, and I get it.
Yeah,
and I get it.
Yeah,
and I also know that we still have a job to do.
Yeah,
and I look forward. I look forward to what's going to come out of this. I really do, because
we need a resolution.
Well,
we need and you need guidance, and we need we got to move on with the job of educating children.
Well, and I go back to the comment earlier about the ebb and flow of the year, and one of the last things that I want out of this is for whatever reason or any reason, for them to come in and say, we're done. We're going to shut down all schools for X number of days. And, I haven't heard that. That's not even been a rumble or an inkling, but it's been done before.
Sure.
And like I said, the meetings that I've been in with the State Secretary of Ed and even our new State Secretary of Education, they've all committed that they want the doors open, and this is how we do it. And we'll cross all these other bridges and get it done.
Sure, and that's and to be honest, that's what the school board, the school district does, and that's and I know just with my wife and everything, and down to the teachers. It's like, yeah, you get handed a deck of cards, and you play the hand you're dealt, and that's what they're doing, and they're taking. They're taking the things, agree, disagree, like, don't like, and they're making it happen to make sure our kids have the best opportunities when they walk through those doors.
Right.
And that's what they're doing. And I appreciate it. And I get, like you said, I understand. I understand completely people are mad. I understand they want to do something and fight. I agree. I'm the same way. But I also look and I'm thinking, is this the battleground? I mean, we could go other avenues. Maybe this is where the city and county and those elected officials get involved with some of these mandates and things like that. And I just, because I'm worried that what's going to happen is if you go scorched earth which is kind of what the Floyd thing's a little bit like. I'm afraid you're going to reap what you sow there, and our kids are we willing to sacrifice that for our kids? And I'm not sure. My answer is yes on that. I understand some people disagree with me, but I just don't know if my answer is yes on that. And then again, that's my opinion, and that's me only. I know other people, and I want to say that too. I get it. Right. People disagree with me, and I understand what you're saying, and what a lot of these passions are about. And I'm just like, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Is like, be careful. There are consequences for this. Are you fully aware of that?
Well, I think everybody has a point, and it could be, it will be different for different people again, because, like I said, we have no idea what others have gone through to get to the spot where they're at.
Sure.
And like I said, I think the process plays itself through. And last night was, I guess for all intents and purposes, the official start of that process, and we're looking forward to seeing what comes from it.
Yeah.
And two, while all this is going on, August is going to transpire, and we're going to get into September. We start sports next week.
We're weeks, so we're days away. I say week, we're days away.
We've got some soccer games next week, and then we start up with the rest of our fall sports, our football and our volleyball, and
next Friday.
And I mean this. That those things are they're on the table. And just because we've got them scheduled, and just because everything's moving forward, doesn't mean that something doesn't happen that stops. And so I think,
and if I remember, any outdoor sports and events and things, you're not required to wear masks and things.
Correct.
So that's so football games Friday night, you're out in the soccer pitch, wherever. You're as of right now, you're good to go.
As of let's see, as of
8:41.
8:41. Yeah. And I think that's another thing is if something does change, and let's say we have to maybe get a little more with our mask, and that's not the people that's running the tickets gate. That's not their fault.
Exactly.
And again, even last year we had when we started with our sports. I had family that missed my daughter's entire volleyball season because they couldn't go to an inside game here in town.
Yeah.
And they could, we could watch it on video, and it's not the same.
It's not.
But my number's posted. I'll take it. I'll be more than happy to hear it.
Sure. It's well, you got to do you're given a set of circumstances, and you make the best of it. And that's what last year was for all of us. But we got great stuff going on this year, and it's great to see that kids are in school. We're days away from talking about high school sporting events and things, and we're going to be doing all the things that we're normally supposed to be doing in the fall here pretty soon, and that
should feel really good.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of time, but there was other things discussed last night besides the whole resolution here. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other highlights that happened last night. We want to make sure the public.
I think the biggest one that I want to hit real quick is we did approve the collective bargaining agreement with REA.
Yes.
Which sets the Roswell School District really in a phenomenal spot to attract and to retain teachers. I've had several people that have seen the salary scale and said, so you're telling me if I came back? And the answer is yes, and please.
I will tell you for a fact. I'm not going to talk numbers.
Okay.
But my wife, this is her 24th year. She does have a master's degree. She has her dossier. She's at the highest levels that she can be as far as the pay scale of her. But with the pay increase, I'm pretty sure this is the biggest jump in salary she's had. I don't know if but certainly in a normal without a promotion like it's a significant increase. It's much. I'm happy too because I live there and now I got a sugar mama. Just kidding, but but no, it was a significant increase. I don't know about all levels and how it all broke out, but I know from that highest level, that's a big. It's a good jump, a big jump compared to what it used to be.
And the numbers vary across the board.
Yeah.
The REA, NEA, along with district representatives, sat down and cleaned up the scales. There was multiple columns and multiple pages, and they looked at it and said, you know what, this would be cleaner and it would be a more user-friendly method. And the big one right now, and it was mentioned last night, was, we've said that we value our teachers, and I do feel really confident that last night we kind of put our money where the mouth, our money where our mouth is. But that is the intent. We do know that we are in major competition to retain our teachers, and to attract, We've long, been in battles with other communities around here to keep them.
And let's face it, there's been communities nearby that have almost gone. You're like, wait a minute, you're going over the scale here. Well, you're cheating.
They advertise in our paper. They've had a scale that has been not just sort of
little cutthroat.
Attractive. And you know what? And it's paid dividends for them. They've attracted teachers, and our hope right here is that you're valued here, and because you're valued, we want to give you what we can.
Absolutely.
Not sure what that'll look like for a few years down the road. I mean, as somebody that's been in the business a while, and your wife has, you do know that these come around. Not very often, but
exactly.
When they do come around, hopefully you can take advantage of it, and like you said, with that working there in the scale, hopefully we can get another 8 or 9 years out of that.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, my wife's going to be here for a few more. I think she'll do her 30. I think that's her goal.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think she's going to.
But that's what we're looking for, and hopefully we can, retain the teachers, and we know we're going to need them. I mean, we talked about the 2-year loss a second ago, and that's something we're gonna have to face.
Yeah, it's you're right. This is a problem. We're gonna, we need qualified people, and you got to it's just like everything else in life. You get what you pay for, and to attract quality, to attract good people, you've got to make it a great incentive here. And I know, between the partnerships with the city and the county and the school district, because let's face it, it takes more than a big income to attract teachers to our area. They look at the stats, they look at what's it like to live here and all that stuff. And so I know you guys have been working hand in hand with the community to be that, because let's face it, it's the hospital industry is doing the same thing as you guys, even law enforcement. I mean, they're all trying to attract people to our area. And let's face it, in the COVID world, help wanted signs are everywhere, and it's a very competitive market right now, and for anything, not just teachers, just for everybody.
Yeah, well, and you take somebody that's in any kind of an industry or business, and they're looking to relocate to Roswell, and maybe whether it's a husband or a wife or whichever member of the spouse that is, and you look at the salary scale for the district, it can only help. It can only entice.
And I imagine with some of those, because teachers come in pairs sometimes.
Yes, sir.
A lot of husband and wife teacher combos there, and so you get so, by the way, while we're talking, if you yourself are interested in a career in education, please go to the Roswell Independent School District website. I know you guys had the job fair about a couple weeks ago here, and at that time you guys were looking for all positions. I imagine there's still quite a few positions.
We still have positions open. We filled, ironically, that little job fair that kind of came out of a whim. We grabbed about 4 people that
qualified
applicants that jumped into that. We do still have vacancies, and we're actively pursuing that. It is on our website, the links to that, and if more questions, please don't hesitate to contact the district.
And it's every department from your food service, janitorial stuff to substitute,
everything,
grade level teachers, subject to the whole 9.
Substitute security guards, substitute custodians, cafeteria teachers, you name it.
If it's a position in the school district, odds are there's a department that has openings for it. It's the way of the world right now.
That's right.
But and of course, don't forget. If going to the RSD website, you can watch the school board meetings. You can go back and check them out. They're archived there. They got several years worth of. They've been doing the videos for years now, so they got a couple, 2-3 years worth of videos there. Not that you're going to want to go and watch them from 3 years ago, but you could if you wanted. And of course, if you missed last night's meeting, you can go back and catch all the information. And sometimes that's good to do, especially in a meeting like that where there's a lot of people and a lot of talking. Sometimes important decisions get kind of missed in the shuffle there, and so if you missed any of that, you can go back and
it's online
there. So, is there anything, Brian, we missed we wanted to share?
No, I think that, like I said, there was a lot that happened last night, and I think you just nailed it a second ago. Is don't miss the bigger pictures, let the process work itself through.
Sure.
And as an entity, if somebody doesn't feel like it's moving in the direction that they felt like it needed to move, there's mechanisms by which to go about it.
Absolutely.
And again, I just want to commend the public because, like I said, that didn't have to go as well as it did.
Yeah.
And I really do think that it went fairly well.
Absolutely. And I think everyone that wanted to speak got that chance to speak. Everybody, the public, the board, everybody. I think I heard everyone that wanted to chime in got the time to chime in and say their piece. And at the end of the day, that's a good thing because you put it on the record, you know what's going on, and that's that's why it's so important is doing. I mean, be passionate, be strong, show up, do these things, but let's not forget we all live on the same patch of dirt here. We're all on the same team. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes, but every single person in that room last night wants the best for your children. Every single person, you know what I mean?
I do.
And we've got, I get it. We get mad, we get passionate, and just don't let that ruin the progress you're trying to make. You don't let the emotion ruin the good work you're doing. Keep your nose on the grindstone there and professionalism, and it'll get you a long way. Trust me.
That's the plan.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything we missed?
I think we're good.
Well, I'm sure you got about 20 different fires to put out here, so we'll let you go do that.
Awesome.
And we're gonna Brian, superintendent, he's going to join us every Wednesday after school board meetings. Obviously, we'll adjust if the school board meeting isn't on a Tuesday night and it gets moved or something. But that's the plan going.
That's the plan.
Here.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And of course, anytime you need on to just, and it doesn't kind of fall in those schedules, but we got events or certain things, please.
You bet. Absolutely.
Send me over.
And thank you. And thank you for the support of the station and also, just.
Well, we love our partnership with the RESD.
Y'all done a great job.
I know we were glad to help as much as we could. I know it wasn't a perfect world, but start videoing as much of the sports and things and doing all. And
y'all were lifesavers last year when it came to that.
And we're going to be streaming a lot this year. But I can tell you this right now. I know since you guys can go to games and things outdoors, we're not going to be able to stream a lot of the middle school games and things that we were doing. We don't have the resources or bodies to do that. But you can go to those games now. So please go and support. I don't care what you said. The kids, they love watching the videos, and you're watching their videos, that they want you in the stands. They want you cheering for them right there. I can yell all I want in my living room. They don't hear it, so it doesn't help.
Well, activity tickets will go on sale soon. I mean, again, that return to what normal looks like, that's our plan.
Yeah, and then get your face paint and your pom-poms ready and start rooting on our respective schools.
There you go.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you, sir.
Yes,
As always, appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Good to see you're still in peace here after a couple months here, holding up poor guy. He got hired for the job. Got thrown right into the fire here, huh?
It's all good.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on Wednesday called on the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries to move faster to restore global supplies of petroleum to pre-pandemic levels. Southwest Airlines said Wednesday that it no longer expects to turn a profit in the third quarter, as a surge in COVID-19 infections fueled by the highly contagious Delta variant darkens the outlook for travel. On Wall Street, the Dow gained 220 points, closing at 35,484. The Nasdaq dropped 23 to 14,765, and the S&P 500 up 11 to 4,447. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
You're invited to the 15th Annual Ag Invitational Golf Tournament, happening September 2nd through the 4th at the Artesia Country Club Golf Course. Proceeds raised will benefit the Eddy County, Chaves County, and Eastern New Mexico State Fair Junior Livestock Sales. Sponsorship at this year's event includes over $12,000 in prizes, plus closest to the pin, door prizes, free drinks and food, and player and sponsor gifts. Call Juan Jimenez for more information and to sign up, 575-746-6732. Presented by First American Bank, Schooler Purina, DBS Commodities, CVE, Royal Services, and Pecos Valley Equipment.
Soak up the sun and the savings during the Summer of Fun savings event at Roswell Nissan. Saturday, August 14th from 10 to 1. Roswell Nissan is pulling out all the stops for a little family fun. They'll have games, jolly jumps, bull riding, face painting, a coloring contest, and lots of free food and drinks. Register to win some awesome prizes like a selfie ring light, karaoke machine, a hoverboard, and even a smart TV. Plus, vehicles as low as $99 $10 a month. The Summer of Fun Savings Event, Saturday, August 14th, 10 to 1 at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A COVID-19 vaccine booster shot will be recommended for vaccinated people with compromised immune systems. That, according to Dr. Anthony Fauci, who tells NBC's Today Show he expects the booster recommendation to come very soon. California becoming the first state to mandate that teachers and school staff be vaccinated against COVID-19 or face a weekly coronavirus test.
We think this is the right thing to do, and we think this is a sustainable way to keeping our schools open.
California Governor Gavin Newsom. Public school teachers in Loudoun County, Virginia, near Washington, D.C., will be required to address students by their preferred pronouns. Also, students must be allowed to use the bathroom of their choice. The school board last night approving a controversial new transgender policy. Inflation. It's not just for consumers, producers feeling the pinch as well, with wholesale prices jumping a higher than expected 1% last month.
The Labor Department reports the July gain in its producer price index matched the June increase, with both months advancing by the highest amount since a 1.2% increase in January. The latest figure is bound to disappoint hopes for a slowdown in price increases. Over the past 12 months, prices at the wholesale level are up a record 7.8%, surpassing the old record of a 7.3% gain set for the 12 months ending in June.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. The situation in Afghanistan going from bad to worse, the Taliban filling the vacuum left by the withdrawal of U.S. and other Western troops. The militants have seized another provincial capital. It is the 10th key city that they now control. The Dow is down 83 points, the Nasdaq off 44 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Mounds and mounds of fur. Our hairballs have hairballs.
Our cat Mama, she's 10 years old. She has dandruff and an oily coat.
I have two cats, Dixie and Daisy. Daisy sheds like crazy.
If you love your pets as much as I do, you want to do what's best for them to live long, healthy, happy lives.
DINOVITE.com. I just tried this wonderful Catalicious Dynavite for cats, and my cat has been on it for 2 weeks. She is not scratching anymore. She's not chewing anymore. It is just the best.
I was thrilled when I heard Dynavite for cats was coming out because I had seen the changes in my dog. To introduce my cats to Dynavite, I took the advice from Dynavite and put their food on top of just a scoop in the bowl, just to get them used to it, because I know if I even switch one little thing, they put their nose up to it. There was not one problem.
Dynavite for life.
You won't believe how happy your cat will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Zambians voting in tense elections that the president and his main rival agree are a test of the southern African country's reputation as a stable democracy. The BBC's Namsa Maseko is there.
There are thousands of people that have been queuing at a lot of polling stations around the capital, Lusaka. Many of them have told us that they've been queuing from 3 a.m. And particularly this year, in this election, there are more young people that are voting. And I spoke to some of them earlier, and they've told me that they think that their vote is going to ensure that there are better economic prospects for young people and also employment opportunities.
The government of Venezuela and its opposition will begin a new dialogue tomorrow in Mexico. It is the third attempt in 4 years, and this latest attempt surrounded by an atmosphere of very low expectations. News and analysis at townhall.com. And the answer is 2, the number of hosts chosen to replace the late Alex Trebek on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Executive producer Mike Richards and actor Mayim Bialik will split the hosting duties. Richards will host the daily syndicated show. Bialik will host the primetime and spin-off series, including a new Jeopardy! College Championship that debuts next year. Since Trebek's death 8 months ago, the show has had several guest hosts, including LeVar Burton, Katie Couric, Joe Buck, Aaron Rodgers, and Robin Roberts. I'm Archie Zaraletta.
The face of America is changing. That will likely be confirmed by the latest census data due for release today. It is expected to show a decline in the country's non-Hispanic white population for the first time, perhaps falling to under 60%. Watching Wall Street this hour, stocks are lower. The Dow is down 87 points. The S&P 10 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Get on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Diddling the Dukes.
That's right, of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. We had a conversation seconds before air. Well, this came up organically while we were doing things, and it was very funny.
Mike decided to be professional, to go ahead and pour his beverage before he got on the radio this time for this hour. As he was doing so, he encountered an obstruction, so he used his finger to, I guess, remove the obstruction.
That's right.
He diddled his ice hole.
I de-iced the hole.
He de-iced his hole.
So the water could flow.
Yeah. And so we came up with the term tickling the cube.
That's right.
Diddling the cube.
Diddling the cube.
Yeah, which...
Starring Christian Slater.
A tour de force. Francis Ford Coppola directed this.
That's right.
Amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, happy Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those days. Hope you're all having a great one. It's sunny now, but they talk of the rain today.
Yep.
We'll get you up to date on the weather with all that. And the rain for like the next week.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm all for. I think every now and again we just need a cool-off week, you know? We have our hot weeks. We have our cool weeks to kind of normalize things
I wish
out.
we could get this stuff like through the first half of the week so the weekend's not impacted.
I know.
See, it seems like the trend is we're getting sun and warmth, and then around Wednesday, Thursday, the clouds roll in and mess up our weekends, and then like by midweek next week, oh, we're great again. Then Friday, chance of rain.
I would argue that if we do have a nice dreary weekend, this would be a good weekend for maybe a nice long slow drive.
Yeah,
just go out and just like explore a little bit. It'll be cooler out. Maybe you can't go to the splash pads or the aquatic centers or whatever, but go out and see the sights.
Church on Move's got their family fun night.
Yes,
tomorrow night. That will be a rain or shine event.
Right.
Hopefully shine. But it will happen either way.
Shine-ish, because it'll be on the way. The sun will be on the way down. So
yeah. Well, I think yesterday was our last day. I thought I saw this online somewhere. Our last day that the sun sets before 8 p.m. Or our last day the sun sets after 8 p.m.
Okay.
At 8 p.m. And now we're in the 7 p.m. hour.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice because I'm now driving to work and getting the kids dropped off and everything, and it's still dark out. Whereas before it was like 7 a.m.
Right.
It seemed like.
And you feel like you're late and you're scrambling around crazily.
I love going to work when it's dark because I actually feel like I'm accomplishing something. Getting up before the sun.
I'm a man about town, handling my business.
My life may be in a total shambles otherwise, but hey, I'm up before the sun, doggone it.
Yep. It's you're busy when you go to bed before the sun.
That is true.
Yeah, you're just dog tired. I haven't pulled that move off in a while. The hardest time I had to deal with that, besides my normal time in the military,
right?
Because I work nights, so I slept during the day. But we went to Germany. I spent like 5 months in Italy, and then they sent me to Germany for a month. But we were in Germany in like June, and in that part of Germany, it don't get dark till like 11 o'clock.
Really?
At that time of day during the summer, like that. It was. I had to, and I was working days then, so I had to be in at 6. So I was thinking, 10, 11 o'clock, I'm about to settle down for the night, as a responsible lad does.
Right.
And, it's daylight out, and it took me a while to get used to that a little bit. Yeah. And then there was times, because it was also during hockey playoffs, so I ended up getting up at like 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning to watch hockey playoffs, because at the time I was rooting for the Buffalo Sabres, and they were in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh.
So I'm up at 2 in the morning in Germany watching it because that's prime time in the U.S. So
because they didn't have like rebroadcast and on-demand stuff like that.
Yeah. So I had a weird sweep schedule, but yeah, it'd be like 11 o'clock before it'd be dark enough in June. So.
I remember going to Romania. The first 2 days I was there, I was just dog tired.
Jet lag?
I could not even jet lag. I just couldn't get myself used to the time change. Because it was such a drastic difference in time change. And my body clock was telling me to go to sleep way earlier than I was supposed to.
It was always fun trying to do the math watching TV, like when I was in Kuwait, because we'd have the AFN channel, but then they'd have like a couple other channels that had like movies.
Adult Film Network? Wow, that.
Well, they had. We called it the Blue Triangle Channel, and it was some movie channel. And whenever they put a little blue triangle in the corner, the dirty's coming.
Things are about to get a little bit
And so, like, we'd be at the tent and be like, because there's a bunch of dudes in the middle. I mean, we were, in Kuwait. When you're not at work, you're sitting in a tent waiting to go to work again. So there's not a whole lot of something to do. So we're watching. So like, hey, Blue Triangle movie, just come running. Like,
guys, here it is. It's like the scene in Office Space. Hey man, switch over to channel 34.
Right? And then like someone would stick their head out the tent. Blue Triangle movie, channel 2.
And it's always, dude, the exact same thing growing up. Anybody who ever watched like an HBO movie, they always knew the initials BN.
Yeah,
stood for brief nudity. Because you're like, how brief and how long into this am I going to have to tune in? And what exactly constitutes brief nudity? Am I going to see just a hint of backside, possibly like just a brief nipple? What am I looking at here?
Define the brief time frame.
Nipple? Oh yeah, that's right. Under medical terminology, we can.
Oh yeah, that's true. But the point of my time thing was they'd always like talk about see it tonight at 7 GMT, and I'm like, oh, what's GMT? How do I subtract for what time I'm at now versus East Coast time versus so you had to do a lot of math to try to figure out what time the Blue Triangle movie came on. But yeah, that was a lot of
get one of those world clocks. You just flip it over to GMT real quick just to see what it looks like.
And this was day before cell phones and all that, where we could just look up stuff.
Right.
So just remember that too. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show, because I'm sure you want to hear more about watching Skinamax movies in Kuwait.
I mean, I'm all in.
I mean, that's a family entertainment right there. But, we should move on with our day.
Probably.
Mayor Dennis Kentai is here. And it's been a while.
It has been.
You're still mayor, right?
I think so.
Things haven't changed, have they? I don't know.
Who knows?
In this
I haven't been to the office yet this day. There could be a coup d'etat.
Yeah. Things haven't changed or nothing. But yeah, mayor's here. Tonight is city council.
Yeah, lucky us.
Is it going to be a fun one tonight? Just yes or no. You don't have to get into the details. Fun one?
Well, it depends on what you define fun.
I'll use air quotes. Fun one.
Interesting.
It'll be an interesting evening.
All right, good.
Interesting.
Well, tonight is city council. Mayor will give us all the preview of what's going to be on the agenda
gory
for
details.
Tonight. Yes.
All right.
So we'll have that fun and frivolity today. By the way, do not forget, city council meetings are public forums.
Yes.
The public is encouraged to be in the audience, be it virtually or in person.
Yep.
You can do either. Go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, and you'll see a link there, probably usually right up front there up top, for the link to the go-to meeting link for the meeting to watch it. And then there's a second one if you would like to chime in on a particular subject and at the appropriate time to mail it. Or you can, we are in the post-COVID-ish world, and they do have, you can come into the meeting and sit down in the audience at this point and do that too. So highly encourage you to do that. That's
make your voice heard.
Yeah, but Mayor will join us.
But not too loud.
Not
That's
yet.
right.
respectably.
In the appropriate time.
Right.
But we'll talk all about tonight's meeting and all that with the mayor here in just a few. It is 8:14. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather, which we're probably going to get rain.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. We have on and off again chances for showers and thunderstorms in our forecast for the entire region here for the rest of the week, and this trend will continue into the weekend. Partly sunny at times for today with scattered thunderstorms bubbling up for the afternoon, lingering into at least parts of tonight. Today's high temperature approaching 90 degrees and the overnight low at 70. Scattered showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow with highs between 80 and 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Steve. Or Jennifer. It's still Jennifer. Sorry. It's not Steve.
Maybe it used to be Steve.
Well, Steve must be taking the day off. Steve's my normal guy. And then Jennifer has been doing the last couple. She's normally our daytime. So maybe Steve's gallivanting today.
Ooh, gallivanting.
Perhaps.
That's a big word.
Or frolicking.
Whoa. Not with Jennifer, though.
No. She's on.
She's busy.
Yeah, she's narrow more. Currently 77 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 62%. Winds are out of the south at 12 miles per hour. 60% chance of rain today, mainly for the afternoon, but they say some storms could be severe over the next couple days, and we're talking heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy today, highs near 90, south winds at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain tonight is still at 60%, but it looks like rainfall amounts will be higher tonight, or chances will be higher. It's a 60% chance of rain, but they're saying mostly cloudy, overnight low of 68, but we could get an anywhere from a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain tonight.
Okay.
Is what they're saying. So the chance is the same, but the heavier rainfall probably going to be tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow we got a great shot as well. 70% chance of rain, mostly cloudy. High of only 78 tomorrow, so we're going to drop about 12 degrees.
Welcome to New Mexico.
Overnight there in that time. So we're not even going to get to 80 tomorrow. So east winds 5 to 10. They're saying we could get another half to 3/4 of an inch of rain Friday as well. Friday night, we're looking at a 70% chance of rain. Could see some heavy rain once again, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 67. And weekend, rain chances continue. We're looking at a 60% chance of rain Saturday. Mostly cloudy with a high near 80, northeast winds 5 to 15, 50% chance of rain Saturday night. Sunday also a 40% chance of rain, partly cloudy and 86. And then through the first half of next week, at least through Wednesday, they're talking 30% chance of rain every day.
Wow.
Expect highs upper 80s to low 90s.
Actually rather pleasant in that sense.
Yeah, as long as the humidity stays manageable.
Yeah, well, if it gets below a certain temperature, then humidity really, what the heck?
Factor. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It might make it nicer, but anyway, that's we got some moisture coming. It is 8:17. Let's take a quick break, and then Mayor will join us. We'll preview tonight's city council meeting and give all the details of all the things on the agenda.
Yeah.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Our original gold-rimmed homemade vanilla, the country's gold standard of ice cream flavors since 1969. Its hand-cranked taste takes you back to simpler times. That's why we put the word home right on the carton.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Walmart Supercenters.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 622-4455.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies awarded for first, second, and third place in each category, plus the People's Choice Award. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns & Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
Thursday edition, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show, the latest on the budget battle and all of the chaos that is unfolding in Afghanistan with our Afghanistan expert, Buck Sexton. It's not looking good.
Clay, we're going to break that down. Plus, what does it mean now that we know the Democrats are going to ram through this crazy wish list of the left using the reconciliation process? Is the Biden administration going too far, and is the backlash growing in a way that will affect them at the polls? That and more coming up on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The word gorilla is derived from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women. Mike recommends that if you see a tribe of hairy women, you don't call them gorillas. Here's Mike Winters.
That's sage advice right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
By the way, tribe of hairy gorilla women or hairy women is probably not the term I'd use to describe them either.
Is that even true?
Hey, it's a factoid. It must be.
Oh my! All right, we'll go with that.
Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8
o'clock. It's on Facebook. It's got to be true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything.
And if you believe that,
that's a quote from Abe Lincoln. Everything you read on the internet is true.
Yeah. But I remember when he said that.
That's right. It was right there after the Gettysburg Address.
Right.
But anyway, good morning. Joining us in studio this morning, Mayor Dennis Kentai, Mayor of Roswell. Officially, good morning.
Good morning.
Here's
Hey,
your
it's been
official
a while.
good morning. Yeah, it's been I think since last month.
Yeah.
And I think I know because over the last year we've really talked to you a couple times a month with just COVID updates and things.
Well, we took a little bit of time off.
Yeah,
go down to town, so we relaxed.
Did you go anyplace nice or?
Yeah, but I'm not telling you where.
Okay.
Or anybody else.
Palm trees?
No.
Family?
No.
Okay.
No. That was the thing.
Cold or warm?
Colder.
Ooh.
Not real cold, but
moose cold?
Like in pleasant chill.
Okay, nice. All right, well, good for you. But you got some R&R and unwinding and good deal. Well, good for you. Enjoyed. Now you're back and ready to deal with the fun.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and actually tonight's a busy night for the council. I mean, something that's been in the lexicon of New Mexico government for years now. Now the city's got to do their part on making sure the city's in compliance with our new marijuana recreational rules and laws and things. So that's a lot tonight is, I guess, one of the phases of several coming up that they kind of lay out the game plan for how we distribute and sell and do all this stuff.
Yeah, it's called dealing.
Dealing.
It's called slinging. We're gonna sling. How we're legally going to sling marijuana. Actually, tonight's agenda is interesting. That's going to be the big item. the rest of it's pretty much housekeeping.
Okay.
We're going to start off with a presentation from Dr. Sean Powell, great guy.
ENMUR president.
Yeah, and about the scholarship programs down there, helping to get the word out to the community.
Excellent.
So we do that. We do these.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
There is so much money that goes unclaimed.
I know.
In college thing. If you're looking to go to college in the fall here or even in the spring, go talk to I don't care how much money you got or how little money you got. Go talk to the financial aid. There is probably free money out there. Because a lot of people think, well, I don't qualify or because of money or because my parents make whatever reasons we think. Odds are pretty good. There's something out, even if it's just 500 or 1,000. Every little bit helps.
Every bit helps.
So sorry, when you were talking about that, I just want to throw that in real quick. Is please, folks, go get that. The money's there. Use it.
Gotcha. All right, so we're going to have 2 public hearings. Now, the first one up, and we did this on purpose. We put the liquor license up first. It's for Backdraft Barbecue, which is where 3rd Street Station used to be. Over there on Railroad. When everybody goes, where's Railroad? Railroad is a north-south street to the east of the railroad track.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and Railroad.
Yeah.
So those guys are getting their restaurant liquor license.
And they've been open in that location for several months now.
Yeah.
They probably most people know them by their food truck. They were in downtown, and I'm not sure if they still have the food truck or is it strictly brick and mortar now. But
I don't know. It's a good question.
All I know is they got good eats.
Yep, they do. So that's going to be up tonight, first thing up, and it's going to be on that. Then we move into proposed ordinance 2109. Amending the city code dealing with chapter 27. That's kind of
that's a lot of numbers.
Yeah. Basically, it's the marijuana stuff.
Okay.
And this is a complex and difficult. The folks in Santa Fe have done us no favors. They have restricted what we can do in a lot of ways and yet have failed to provide clarity on what really needs to be done.
So they say what you can't do, but not giving you guidance on what you can do?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we're working hard to try and establish an orderly, rational way of dealing with this whole system. And there's lots of issues here that, like I said, simply haven't been resolved. One of the things is dealing, and this is not in the ordinance, but it's just came up recently, banks still can't deal with this because it's still
a federal crime.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, what's going on?
And they're FDIC, so federally insured, which means, they might lose those.
So there's supposedly 2 state banks that handle this, but
and they're not FDIC insured, I'm guessing?
I don't know.
Which doesn't make people feel safe, does it?
Anyway, but a lot of tonight is going to be just laying out a map, shall we say, of where we're looking at establishing these rules. And things like defining the setbacks for how far they have to be from a school, from playgrounds, 300 feet, but from what to what?
Sure.
Is it from property line to property line or wall to wall? Those kinds of things.
Now this is the kind of stuff and this is what I asked you off air here, is that the kind of details that we can just use the same information that currently in place for liquor laws?
That's what's driving a lot of this is our same standards that we have for alcohol sales. Yeah. Also density, they're allowing us, and the wording is vague, but you don't want it, like 15 pot shops on Main Street.
You don't want a pot district?
Yeah, pot district. No, we don't want to. And what we're looking at is establishing certain areas that are family friendly, such as downtown around the UFO Museum.
Sure.
This is an area that a lot of pedestrians walk. And so there will be a long presentation because this is a complex discussion item, and we expect to be working on this for another couple months.
Gotcha.
We have to get something in place because the state is trying to say, hey, if you haven't done anything by September 1, then you can't change. And it's very bizarre how they're doing this. See, one of the other problems is from those who wish to get into this business is they can't do it until April 1st. They cannot lawfully sell until April 1st.
Okay.
So the challenge becomes, what are the rules? And we haven't had a chance to define the rules. Some people want to jump the gun and start now, but you can't. And my encouragement to all those who choose to get into this is, why don't you wait until things are defined,
right?
Before you start investing your monies in locations and facilities.
And this is my naivete on this, but like when a marijuana store opens up,
yep,
for recreational or any whatever it is, where a place you can go and buy marijuana,
right?
When you walk in there, the product, and this is where like you go to a liquor store, odds are they're buying product from distillers and
right.
breweries and things. They're not making the product there. At a marijuana store, are they growing their own marijuana and selling it, or are they buying it like from marijuana? I don't know. How does that work?
That's a bit unclear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. We'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
But
because I imagine that's got to come into play on obviously where you can grow it versus where you can sell it.
Yes.
Like I'm sure you don't want to just have big pot fields in some guy's backyard, you know.
No, matter of fact, that's going to be one of the things we're talking about is, you're allowed to grow under the state statute. What we're requiring is inside the city limits, you do your grows indoors. You do not have them out where other people can see, not to be visible, and it's to be in a permanent structure. So do your growing inside. I think it's 6 or 12. I forget the next number of plants. It's really not critical. And so there's lots more coming on this. We're trying to clarify, and we want to do it in a way that everybody knows what's going on.
Sure. And I would imagine you've talked to, because every other city, county, municipality in the state's dealing with this same issue.
Absolutely.
Is there any kind of consensus among other cities and things that are like some game plan? Everyone's saying, you know what, this is kind of a good.
We have been actually contacted by other municipalities about what we're working on and what we've got. So you understand, we've got a team, 3 counselors, the chairperson of public safety, the chair of finance, and the chair of legal, working with the city attorney and the community development director and the deputy city manager. That team has been working tirelessly on this for months to get us to this point.
Gotcha.
And so that's what we've been treating this very seriously. So,
gotcha. So basically, do we have until April to get this in place? Because that's when they can officially start selling, or do you have to get it done by September?
We're not going to have everything done by September. We're going to have the first bite tonight, and we keep working on this. I really think we will have it before the end of the year.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now,
I didn't know what kind of deadline.
But then what does the legislature do when the session comes up? Because there's some holes in this legislation that we don't even know how are they going to correct, or are they going to correct.
Gotcha.
So we will deal with this the best we can. But once again, I will say I'm very disappointed with the legislature and the governor on this whole property. She pushed this hard in a special session and did not allow for any rational amendments. She bludgeoned this.
Yeah.
And, this is kind of, I'm getting a little political here, but it's frustrating. You don't come up with good public policy in that manner. You've got to have thoughtful discussion. And when it didn't pass in the session, she threw a little fit. And so she bludgeoned them.
They wanted it quick, not right.
Yeah,
and that's
quick,
what happened.
Not right, and that's what we got. We got quick, not right.
Yeah.
All right, so now we would have normally had a bunch of consent items, but this morning we got notified that Councilor Oropesa chose to remove some items from consent.
Okay. Which is kind of normal.
Like normal. They're dealing with RFP on tree removal, RFP on janitorial supplies, purchasing a new 5-yard dump truck. The weeds resolution. There's something like 80 properties getting weeds notification. And, of course, yes, I know.
Good monsoon season will do that.
Monsoon season. And cities were frantically trying to mow its stuff, too. I mean, we've got crews out every darn day. And then we got this disposal of surplus property that has been, we ended up with. Some of it was donated to the library years ago, and it's like, there's like furniture items. And there's old.
You know what?
Cars.
I saw the auction items on there. Yeah, if you're needing some stuff, there's some of it. I looked through. I was like, you know what? For $50, that's not bad.
Man, what the heck?
Yeah.
Then we get into what would have been our normal business, and it's interesting. This is, like I said, this is going to be nuts and bolts housekeeping. We just passed the final budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
back in July, or I guess
July 29th.
Yeah.
Okay. This is we had this long debate discussion, and I kind of go, counselors. We've only got 23 and a half hours to get this to be. Anyway, that was one of my moments.
Buddies.
I was like, what the heck? We're beating this horse to death. Anyway, but we've got to amend it because after that meeting, we got the first of this federal money. Now, in the budget, just so you know, we had a line item, but we didn't have any dollars in it. Well, the dollars show up like 2 days later or whatever. So we've already got to amend the darn thing.
Was the number around what you expected? Or
yeah, it's like half of the 11.7.
Oh, so now you got to go back and fix.
Yeah, it's like 5.9.
So how's that going to impact? I mean, that's a pretty.
We got to
big...
figure out how we can spend it.
Yeah,
that's part of the now.
So this is extra money. This isn't part of the planned budget money.
No,
this is so it's not going to hurt anything.
Now,
but
just so you know. And this is my philosophy on this money because there's all these kind of restrictions supposedly that, well, you can spend on this, but what is this? This is kind of vaguely defined. My intention, and we all know I don't have a vote, is I will beg for forgiveness instead of asking for permission.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's how we're going to spend this money.
Gotcha.
But we're also looking at this as one-time money, and we've got counselors are looking at it. The staff has looked at it. We're trying to come up with a priority list and how we want to.
Is there any strings as far as it's got to be used for this, or
that's
this?
what I'm saying. Is they got these things like, and some of it's stuff that, well, you can spend it on masks and cleaning fluids. We don't need to spend $11 million on. We don't have
a lot of
masks
and cleaning.
We didn't buy any masks.
I think all of us in town could have like 7 masks, and like
we could have 7 million masks.
And I didn't get into the cleaning fluid gallons.
All right. So anyway, we got to do this adjustment, and it's like, okay, dokie, we're gonna go. A nominee for Commission on Aging, our dispatch center, awesome group of people. By the way, I think they still got a couple openings down there. Dispatch is, let me just say this about that: good dispatchers are worth their weight in gold. These are you primarily women, but these can be anybody. Who want to get in the middle of law enforcement emergency services. A lot of people would have the desire to do this, but maybe because of physical handicaps cannot. Mm-hmm. This is your chance to be a true member of the team. Mm-hmm. I will tell you, it's having a voice on the other end of the radio who is calm, professional, and helping to work you through a stressful situation is incredible.
Absolutely.
That person is a team member. So we're talking about some additional software to help them with to be more efficient. We're looking at getting this money a grant, and so
because
I'm thrilled for them.
These folks are literally psychiatrists for the person that's having an emergency, keeping them calm, trying to get every piece of information they can. And then they got to relay that to the first responder, so they're not flying blind when they come into the situation. Not only medically, but especially for law enforcement. Yep. When there's a domestic violence situation or something,
what's going on?
The only data the officer has going in is whatever the dispatcher can glean from the call. And a lot of the times, especially in like a domestic violence, it's flying blind for everybody. And so so the more information that dispatcher's getting, like is there weapons involved, is the better prepared the officers can be when they go into this situation. And same with the medical folks too. So dispatchers are they're kind of like the linemen in football. Like, they don't get all the glory and stuff for the quarterbacks and everything, but without them, all those people look like fools. And that's what dispatchers are.
And I misused the term first responder. I would argue dispatchers are first responders.
Absolutely. They're very much a critical cog in that process.
They answer that phone call. 911, what's the nature of your emergency?
Yep, absolutely.
They do it very calmly. They do it, and in the call volumes, they're like incredible. Something like 14,000.
I don't know if I could handle that. I would be like, "What? Are you crazy?" I would have trouble keeping my keel even as well. So yeah.
Then we got buying some stuff for pavement maintenance. Yes, we're working on our streets. An RFP on temporary employment services, a equipping 10 police vehicles with radios and stuff like that.
Okay.
Then we're looking at buying a John Deere excavator, a John Deere wheeled loader, a John Deere backhoe, and other stuff.
Is that for road crew or for wastewater?
I think this is the landfill.
Landfill, okay. Or landfill, that's what I meant. When I said wastewater, I meant landfill.
This might be the road, or because the next one is another one for a Caterpillar scraper. That's those things are expensive. That's $550,000. Yeesh.
They are cool though.
Yeah, they are. Very cool. And we got this crusher thing out there at the landfill. This thing was like so big, Caterpillar had to bring it in parts and assemble it.
Oh, wow.
It was so stinking heavy. And what it does is it packs down.
That's the one that pushes down.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I know last time we talked.
1.3 mil.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just a quick update. I know last time we talked, with the rain and all that, they were dealing with some cell issues. Has that started to work itself out a little bit down there? Are they
miraculously, the geniuses have figured out how to extend the life of Cell 4 for about 5 months because we really got screwed with the rain on Cell 5A, which is the new cell we're desperately trying to get up and operational.
Gotcha. So basically, you were able to buy some more time with Cell 4 to get Cell 5 ready to start filling here.
And I don't think I'm going to miss that arm that I had to sell.
Well, the poor guy had to give up a leg. You ought to see him.
I'm like, whoa. Arm and a leg to get anyway. So we're getting there. All right, yeah. Now, here's one for you. We're also doing the roof at the Roswell Test Facility. What is the Roswell Test Facility? Okay, that's that building complex that's way out east of town, almost to the Pecos River on the north side of the street.
Okay.
All right, what is that? What is that?
What are they testing in there?
Well, this is way back. This is a fascinating story because I had to do a lot of research on this. So, like in the late 50s, the government, feds were very interested in trying to find out with ways of converting salty or saline or brackish water into drinkable or potable water.
I got you. Trying to tap into oceans for water supply.
Well, out here in the West, we've got a lot of salty water.
Yeah.
So the thing was to try and come up with ways. So this is a big test facility. It was built in like 1962 to do a research facility.
Okay.
And so they are working on different ways, and we ended up running a city water line out there, which, don't get me started, that cost us, because we had to replace it. And recently, a couple $1 million there. But anyway, so this is like, remember that TV series Lost?
Uh-huh.
All right, the Dharma Project?
Yeah.
Okay, so like in 1984, somewhere in there, they close it.
Okay.
They shut it down and walk away.
So I've left it, whatever's in there is in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm telling you, it's like...
It's like a picker's dream, I'm guessing.
It was like a Dharma project. I mean, you walk in there and they have like the forms you fill out for ordering stuff, the carbons, They had machine tools that, like, I don't know what they were worth, but, like drill presses and all kinds of stuff like that.
Huh.
They were working on some kind of stainless steel welding of a big tank and just left it.
They just stopped mid project and...
Yeah.
Just the funding ended or whatever happened.
Weirdest darn thing. Anyway,
so what happens with that stuff?
I mean, we're in the process of trying to dispose of it.
Okay. So does it fall into the city's property when they abandon
it? To the city.
Okay.
See, like this is what the feds do.
Yeah.
The feds say, "Well, we're done with this. Here, City of Roswell." Like, we got an airport that way,
Yeah.
Like, whoa,
we don't need this base no more. Here, you got an airport now, and figure out what you want to do with it.
And that's another issue down there, boy. Anyway, so they gave us this thing. We got to put in a new roof on. But the good news is we're finding some tenants for it, and we're working our way into proper utilization of this.
Okay.
And we'll get there. But we got to put some money into the roof.
Are some of these items in there like collectible, like museum-worthy type things?
You mean like for the UFO museum?
Or something like that?
We're not, Mike. This is public radio. We cannot be discussing this.
I mean, like the floating bodies in the jars.
This is compartmentalized XQR related. You know what that means.
It means he's got to get his little blinker pin out.
Yeah. I got to do the whole town.
But I joke. But say, is there any equipment that might be something like one of the museums could utilize as a piece for an exhibit or something, or is it not that valuable?
I don't think it's that exotic.
I don't know. In my head, I'm just thinking like some kind of sealed vault of things from 20, 30 years ago. And
there are tunnels connecting the buildings, which is even more. This would be the perfect place for some type of UFO alien thingy. But anyway.
Oh, you thinking like a tourist aville, maybe?
Yeah.
Making like a Area 51-esque place, escape room,
That's my
crazy thing, something
that
out
would
there.
be my thinking.
I like it. Maybe like a haunted alien experiment lab or something. I could see it.
Klypto Barata.
I think so. I like it.
Pluto Barata. Now the question is, how many people out there know what I was talking about?
I'm lost. I don't know that.
Yeah, the day the Earth stood still.
Oh, okay. Which, by the way, you can see a replica of the robot in the museum there.
So we will finalize the evening with a closed session. Some people are going, what, you're suing the state tax and revenue? No. We are not. They're not suing us. Every city in New Mexico is suing.
It's a collective.
Yeah, it had to do with how they were dealing with gross receipts tax collections.
Gotcha.
And so we're going to talk about where that stands. But no, we weren't the drivers on this railroad. We're along for the ride.
Sure.
But we need to be up to speed on it. And because it's pending litigation, blah, blah, blah.
It's like a class action lawsuit, basically.
Basically, it's with 103 municipalities. I don't know if they all got on board, though, but there's like 103 municipalities. From Albuquerque to Corona, in size,
and they're all shorted a percentage of their gross receipts. Which
that's the claim anyway.
Doesn't surprise us.
So it's like our friends in Santa Fe do us in. No, tell me it ain't so. Yeah,
I've been telling people lately. You want to learn why New Mexico's New Mexico? Go to Lincoln, New Mexico.
Yeah,
and just read everything in the courthouse and in. Just about the Santa Fe ring and just all of the linking, and you look at that, and that's New Mexico in a nutshell. That's why New Mexico the way it is, the history, and why the so many long years of corruption and just dumbness that's in the state.
How about the former House Majority Leader Cheryl Stapleton?
Yeah,
who was up there when I was up there in the legislature, and she goes back to like '94, I think, in the legislature.
Yeah,
and. Interesting lady. This I will tread very carefully here because everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Sure.
But she was a very prominent person and heavily involved in the leadership of the Democrat Party. At the time I was there, she was what they called the whip.
Okay.
But when the Democrats took the House back in, was it 14 or 16? They took it back in 16. And Mr. Egoff became the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
She was elected by the members of the Democrat House of Representatives to be their majority leader. So they chose her. That's how this works. It wasn't some appointment no, they chose her. So they chose this individual who had been ripping off. And there's a facility, a building, a complex, whatever, named after her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a broken record on this, but you don't name stuff after living people.
Exactly.
It's called the Joe
weird.
Paterno concept.
It is weird.
It is. Don't do that.
It's
wait till wait until I'm dead.
Yeah.
And when I'm dead, then you can name Kintai's commode. Some kind of outhouse. Name an outhouse after me. Yeah, we'll build an outhouse somewhere.
There we
and
go.
You can name it after me.
There you
but
go.
After I'm dead,
Yeah.
Wait a few years. And who knows? By then you might say, "Oh no, not after that guy."
I would say come to the Dennis Kentai Rest Area for relief. We get a plaque, the whole deal. I'll keep your legacy alive.
There we go. What is the late one? Never mind. Anyway, so moving right along. Anyway, but it's distressing that this went on as long as it did.
Mm-hmm.
supposedly undetected by a person who is not just we're not talking about somebody sitting in an office somewhere and just quietly siphoning off stuff. This was a very prominent person, big in the education establishment.
Yeah, well, you've seen quite a few people have been put on leave and suspensions too on that side of things.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, and I imagine there's going to be more coming. I imagine they're just kind of peeling back layers, and there's probably some more layers
we
to
have
peel
to
back.
hope for, and we have to hope that this does not get sidetracked and buried. So we'll go. Let me change gears, if I may.
Yes,
because I talked about this ahead of time.
Yes.
And I was saying to you about I wanted to get something out there to
make it official.
Yeah, we'll make it official. But it's the reality here. Okay, a lot of people have asked questions. I've gotten some emails about what's the city's position on vaccines and stuff like that. All right, let me start off with this. I am a huge advocate of the Trump vaccines. Yeah, I call them the Trump vaccines because if it wasn't for President Trump, there wouldn't have been an Operation Warp Speed. We wouldn't have these vaccines. But it was President Donald Trump who pushed this hard. A lot of people snarled at him. People threw rocks at it. But we got some excellent vaccines that are available. I have been vaccinated. My wife has been vaccinated. 2 of my 3 daughters have been. So we are believers in the vaccine. That being said, the city of Roswell, this administration does not and will not require employees to be vaccinated. It is up to you as an individual, if you work for the city of Roswell, to decide whether it's good for you or not. You're grown-ups. We do not employ children. You are grown-ups. Make your own decision. Same thing on masks. Whether you're vaccinated, not vaccinated, whether you've already had the virus or not, you are expected to make your own health decisions. If you choose to wear a mask, that's fine. If you don't choose to wear a mask, that's fine too. If you notice, I don't wear a mask. We have maybe 1 or 2 counselors who will. That's up to them.
Sure.
And so when you come to these meetings tonight, if you come to that meeting,
personal responsibility.
Personal responsibility. We're expecting everybody to be grown-ups, take care of themselves. And as long as I'm around, this is still America in Roswell. So, be responsible for yourself.
Absolutely. And this is me. This is not the city's official, but I will add this in there, and I don't think you would mind this. I would also throw a caveat and please respect other people's decision, too, if it's not your own.
Agreed.
If you're sitting or seeing someone and you're like, oh, they should be wearing a mask or not be wearing a mask, whatever, leave that to yourself. If you don't feel comfortable sitting next to them, don't sit next to them. Sit somewhere else.
Right.
But respect other people's personal decision as well. And and let's get on to the business of taking care of business and not who's wearing what, where, when, and why. There's a lot of good work not getting done because we're distracting ourselves with stupid stuff like you should wear a mask or not wear a mask. This is dumbness. We got kids that are failing in school right now because people are arguing over masks instead of being their butt in school doing the things the right way and all.
Exactly. So, like I said, I believe in the Trump vaccines. I love calling them that, by the way, because it irritates certain. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do that, am I? All right. Man, I'm not as good. You know who was really a good politician? Jason Perry, but he's a pastor, so he's always nice to everybody.
Yeah.
My problem is I'm just too out there. It's my character flaw. I mean,
I get like you. I'm pretty nice, easygoing, but I'm opinionated, and when people say something I think is dumb, it's really hard for me to not say something.
Yeah, I get it. Like, all right, okie dokie. But anyway, so I encourage folks to get the vaccine. I recognize there are some situations where it is not desirable, and I also recognize that it's not really geared for children. Now, this is all still tentative approval. It's not gotten final approval, so I'm not real comfortable with the idea of young children because children do not tend to be susceptible to COVID, at least not severely. Does that mean children never get it? No, that's not what I'm saying. And there's also
percentages are lower compared to other categories.
And so and there's other talk about, well, if I get it, I can get, even though I'm vaccinated, I could still get the Delta version. And Yeah, theoretically.
You can still get the other versions, too.
There are some people, but
it's only 99%. There's a 1%. So,
yeah, exactly. I mean, we've not eliminated polio. And to assume that we can continue with these restrictions until the virus is gone is not going to happen. COVID is going to be with us forever. Forever, folks. It's never going to go away. We have to learn how to live to the maximum while this is around.
Yeah.
And
well, it's the vaccines, and that's how we eradicate these things. And there's a reason why we don't have polio. I said polio.
Polo's that game with horses.
Well, we don't have a lot of that either. But
no, we used to up at the Institute, but we got rid of it because I got a vaccine against
vaccinated the polo guys.
Yeah.
But no. But there's a reason why there's not. You don't know anybody with polio. Because we had a polio. Same thing with smallpox.
Right.
It's pretty much. I mean, well, you saw what happened. There was a turn there where people were being anti-vaccine on these, and we saw a little spike in smallpox. And you're like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to be bringing back these archaic things we've eradicated?
This is really kind of funny because one of the big anti-vaccine folks, and I'm getting on the edge here because I am, like I said, I believe in vaccines. Quick disclosure, my father as a teenager had polio. Now he survived, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But his right leg was slightly shorter.
Okay.
And between the knee and the ankle was very small, was like withered.
Okay.
All right.
So he
walked with a limp.
Gotcha.
I never thought of my dad as handicapped because he never.
Sure.
It never
and that
held
was
him back.
probably one of the, because polio, I mean, he got lucky. And I guess what I'm saying is, like, there was much worse cases than that.
Yeah, the iron
he
lung
got
though.
one of the, I guess he was less impacted than others that have gotten it.
Now, I can remember, when I was a kid, the Salk vaccine came out. That was the first polio vaccine. That was the first one, was a huge breakthrough. Polio was a frightening disease because, as opposed to COVID, polio tended to attack
younger
children. It was infantile paralysis. Now, there were older people who got polio, went across the spectrum, just like with COVID. But as I say, COVID focuses on the older folks, my age and above, and polio was the opposite.
And that's why they give you the polio vaccine when you're an infant, as opposed to when you're an adult.
When I was very little, I got the Salk, but then they came out with the Sabin, and it was an interesting little. I was reading a book about Salk, and there was a battle about whether you use dead viruses or live virus, blah blah blah. It's anyway. So there was an interesting little battle within the medical community. So the Sabin vaccine came out later. And I remember my dad taking me to get that. And it was a little sugar cube. You ate the sugar cube. And even though my dad had polio, this is what struck me. He took the vaccine too.
Okay.
Which was, I don't know, just one of those memories I have that just locked in.
Sure.
So where am I going with this whole point is I come from a family, my background is very much pro-vaccine.
Sure.
I'm very irritated with the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. clique that snarls at vaccines. Vaccines have been a huge change in the health of human beings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So and so it's this progressive elitist clique that is really the anti-vaxxers, and so I'm controlling myself here because I don't care to get into what this.
But you want to say no, get your vaccinations things. But city policy is you're grown adults. We will not require you or mandate you to get vaccinated or wear a mask. We encourage you to get vaccinated.
But like
if you're not vaccinated in certain crowded places, might be a good idea to put that mask on. But that's your decision. Not the government's decision.
And we're not going to. You come to City Hall. You come to the meeting tonight. We're not going to ask you if you're vaccinated. That's not going to happen. We're not going to ask you to wear a mask. We're not going to. This is not what we're. This is America. At least it is in Roswell.
Yeah.
And we are not going to have any type of passport vaccination cards.
What's next?
Like
flu shots? We were not going to let you in unless you had your flu shot.
We're not doing that.
That's the path people are going, and it's scary.
So I mean, the governor and her buddies up in Santa Fe, and she's got lots of buddies, some of them down here even, that they can push all they want to try and change. No. While this administration serves this city hall and this community, we will not be doing anything like that.
Very good. Awesome. Well, we're out of time. We're about to go into news here. Tune in tomorrow morning, 7:35. The mayor will join us. We'll do the recap, and so we'll probably talk all about what came out of this ordinance with the marijuana and all the other stuff too. So,
Peru.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate the visit, and hopefully you come in a new outfit tomorrow. That's a gift. If he's got that same tie on tomorrow, we know what happened.
Yeah, it's like,
All right, you listen to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The nation's top infectious disease expert sees COVID-19 vaccine booster shots as unavoidable.
No vaccine, at least not within this category, is going to have an indefinite amount of protection. So in answer to your question, it's right. Inevitably, there will be a time when we'll have to give boosts.
Dr. Anthony Fauci on NBC's Today Show. New York Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul was on the Today Show as well and says that she does plan to run for governor of New York in her own right next year. A suburban Washington, D.C. school board approving a controversial transgender policy. Among other things, that policy in Loudoun County, Virginia, requires students to be addressed by their preferred pronouns. They must also be allowed to use the bathrooms and locker rooms of their choice. In a bid to force runaway Democrats back home, Texas Republican lawmakers have issued arrest warrants for Democrats who fled the state, stalling GOP voting reform proposals.
Officers of the Texas House of Representatives delivered civil arrest warrants for more than 50 absent Democrats. Sergeants at arms delivered the warrants at offices of the missing Democrats, but what happens next is unclear. Last month, 50 Democrats flew on private jets to Washington, D.C. to deny Republicans in the Texas House a quorum of 100 present lawmakers needed to conduct business. Refusing to attend legislative sessions violates House rules, but it is a civil, not criminal offense. I'm Mike Gracia.
10 provincial capitals have been overrun by the Taliban in Afghanistan. The Taliban now controls an estimated 2/3 of the country. 375,000 Americans applied for jobless benefits last week. It's a drop of 12,000 from the week before. Wall Street, the Dow down 95 points, the Nasdaq 12 points higher, the S&P 1 point in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes? So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
A Tokyo Olympics gold medalist from Israel is back home. We get the latest from the Media Line's Felice Friedson.
Israel's Olympic gold medalist Linoy Ashram returned home to a hero's welcome on Wednesday. Arriving at Ben Gurion International Airport from Japan, along with her rhythmic gymnastics teammates, Ashram appeared moved by the outpouring of well-wishers and the joyous celebration mounted in her honor. The intensity of the victory was magnified by the reaction of the Russian team's denigrating of its Israeli opponents, which has been widely dismissed as the behavior of sore losers. But in a demonstration of sportsmanship, Russia's Dina Averina, the favorite going into the competition, wrote on social media that Ashram did indeed deserve the gold and that she did nothing wrong. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. For a leading cell phone maker, everything old is new again.
Samsung is hoping cheaper but more durable versions of its foldable phones will broaden the appeal of a high-concept design that so far fizzled with consumers. The electronics giant launched its effort to turn things around with the unveiling of two products designed to function as both a phone and a tablet when unfolded outward on a hinge. The larger Galaxy Fold 3 will sell for 10% less than last year's model at $1,800, while the Galaxy Flip 3 will sell for more than 25% less at $1,000. But at least one analyst believes those prices are still too high to boost the lackluster sales of the foldable devices. Keith Peters reporting.
A disappointing report on producer prices having an impact on Wall Street this morning, with the Dow down 108 points, the NASDAQ 3 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ, the travelation. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I forgot to turn you on again.
Good morning.
It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
That reminds me,
I didn't
thank
have
you.
my prop ready.
I'm my soda situation in my house is low. I need to pick some more up on the way home today. I was just last night. I went to grab me a Dr. Pepper Zero, and I only had one left after the one I took.
Oh no!
And I'm down to like 2 Coke Zeros. So,
dang,
I'm running low on my stash of sodas.
Your carbonation.
Yeah, and I've only got like a half gallon of tea left too. So I'm really in trouble.
I want to complain to the Coca-Cola company. You guys are making it real hard on us zero sugar drinkers. Because the boxes are indistinguishable from the new formulation of Coke Zero to the old formulation.
Yeah.
So it's a crapshoot. You never know if you're going to get an old, one that's just been on the shelf for a while.
Well, since the announcement of the new Coke Zero, I probably bought 20-pack and maybe 2 12-packs in that month time period.
Right.
Yeah, I drink a lot of sodas. Don't judge me.
It's all we have.
And every one of them was the old box with the new Cokes.
See, but that really.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just running out the old stock of the old boxes, because I've actually it's 50-50 for me.
Oh, really?
I bought a Coke Zero 12-pack the other day, and it was the old ones.
Oh, really?
Which, whatever, no big deal. But you know, it was just like
I got my mouth all worked up for new Coke there, and I ain't got an old Coke in the box.
But and they still haven't done anything that I can tell with the cherry flavor, because I got a Zero cherry, and that was the old
regular.
One too. Yeah.
Well, maybe they have.
So maybe they're rolling out the regular Zero to test it, and then they're going to try the varieties.
Yeah, and see if they can slip it into their vanilla cherries and cherries, and they got like 3 or 4 different flavored ones now, don't they?
They could do like the mango one. No, that's Pepsi. Yeah, Pepsi does the mango. Which, by the way,
but don't they have? They did an orange one for a little bit. Is that gone?
Yeah, the Mandarin. I don't think that one's around anymore. They were doing like
for good reason. It was gross.
They were doing the artisan Diet Cokes, is what they were.
Can you do me a favor? That is my guest. Could you talk to her? We lost her.
Sure can't.
Oh, dang. Sorry. Well, hopefully she's okay. But my guest just
something must have happened, man.
I was not available to take that call. Is she downstairs? Okay. Yeah, cool.
That would be the assumption.
Man, I'm hoping that's what it is. But I bet that's what it is.
There we go. No, just run, Tanner, run. Flee.
Very good. Yeah, good. That makes me better. When I see a call and I'm like, right, this can't be good.
Whenever I hear your phone go off, I'm like, it's either somebody calling in about the show or Andrea calling in to correct us about something.
Yeah, well, she'll text.
Texting in, yeah.
Yeah, I have my text.
That's right.
And by the way, when someone, was it you or somebody else was giving me a hard time about my vibrate?
Oh, it was totally me.
Yeah.
Right here on the air. You have just the most violent vibration ever.
I created that myself.
I know. We've had the conversation because you were trying to achieve the Beavis and Butthead.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
It kind of is if you really listen.
Which that's just Inagata-DeVita, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Or no.
It is.
Is it?
Inagata-DeVita.
Okay. I was thinking never mind. I was thinking of
wait, you're right. Dun, dun, dun,
I'm thinking of No.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
Twisted Sister. Quiet Riot. No, that's Smoke on the Water.
Yeah, it's Smoke on the Water.
I don't think this is Smoke on the Water though. I think it's a different.
No, it is. It's like an amalgamation of just random guitar riff number 3.
Yeah. Anyway, I tried to replicate it.
Right.
I did that like 12 years ago.
Wow.
And so that was like 3 phones ago I did it, and it just transfers over
sticks
when I
with you.
get a new phone, and it's been like that ever since. So the haptics, when I set my phone to vibrate, it goes down, down.
See, the one thing I got to say, and people give me a hard time about this, like, well, we just switched to the iPhone. I know y'all like to flex, whatever.
It's not a y'all thing. I don't care.
Generally speaking, iPhone owners are one of two people. They either don't care, or that's the only thing that matters. Is Apple and all things Apple.
Yeah.
But
I'm not that.
The one thing that my Android can do that your iPhone cannot is everything on your phone has to go through iTunes, right? As far as like your media, your music, any ringtones?
No.
Ringtones?
I have Amazon Music through. I listen to Amazon Music all the time on my phone.
I thought everything, well, as far as like the ringtones, for example.
Matter of fact, my music service I use to listen. So when I buy the same Metallica albums over and over again, right now I'm doing Amazon.
Okay, fair enough. So earlier versions of the iPhone, I was informed that everything like ringtones and all that has to go through iTunes.
They've lessened. I mean, it's still very Apple proprietized heavy, but you can use other programs with Apple.
So what I can do with my Android is if I hear a song I like, if I hear a line from a TV show that I think is funny. I can go record that line, a snippet from that song, and then save the file, email it to myself, open that email on my phone, download the file, save it in my archive, and I can use that as a ringtone. You can't do that with iPhone, or at least you couldn't with the old ones. So
okay,
I mean that's something.
Proud of you.
Hey, I take it where I can get it. All right, bud.
You realize you just told me. I can do this and convert to this and da-da-da. Yeah. And then when I'm done with all that, I can play a 3-second snippet on my phone.
Straight up.
That's a selling point.
That's right.
If I turn around 3 times, pat my head, rub my belly, jump through a hoop, a flaming shot out of a cannon, when I'm done with all that, I can play YouTube for 2 seconds on my phone.
It's literally the whole code book thing, the code thing you used to. You can put in all this code and eventually you get to play Hangman. Yeah, it was the textbook definition of weird flex, but all right. Hey, okay. Look, little victories are sort of all I have. All right.
Yeah.
They're what make me me.
That was funny. He was like, "You can't do that." Oh, okay.
Saying.
Oh, man. Lori Schatz will be joining us here in just a few minutes, talking the community farmers market in Artesia. They have it through the summer here every Saturday, but this Saturday, they got a little extra something on top of that one. They're going to be doing a big free family health and business fun community event there at the farmers market. So they're going to have a lot of stuff for pets. Like if you want to bring the pets, they got a pet parade, all kind of stuff. But Lori's going to talk about it here with us here in just a few minutes. So
very good.
Get your garden on and your pet parade on.
It's fancy.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the restrictions on pets. I'll ask her. Like, can you bring your pet alligator or something in the pet parade?
I would imagine probably not. if your pet causes a danger to the other pets, I would imagine probably not. I brought my pet monitor lizard.
Pete's bringing his dragon.
All I can picture is the cat fashion show from Anchorman. Yep. Cats hate stuff on their paws, for the record.
Cats Cats hate anything.
On there, anything. Yeah.
Oh man, that's gonna be a tough parade with Pete's Dragon there. That's gonna be.
It really is.
It's gonna be hard to beat Pete's Dragon.
Seth Rogen off to the side. Oh, I'm getting some good stuff.
All right, it is 9:14. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. We have on and off again chances for showers and thunderstorms in our forecast for the entire region here for the rest of the week, and this trend will continue into the weekend. Partly sunny at times for today with scattered thunderstorms bubbling up for the afternoon, lingering into at least parts of tonight. Today's high temperature approaching 90 degrees and the overnight low at 70. Scattered showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow with highs between 80 and 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 77 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 62%. And winds currently out of the south at 12 miles per hour. We are looking at a 60% chance of rain today, mainly for the afternoon, but they say some of these storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Partly cloudy today with a high of 90 expected and south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 60% chance of rain continues tonight. Once again, they say some of these storms could produce heavy rainfall, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 68 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. They say we could get a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain tonight. That's possible. For you Friday, we're looking at a 70% chance of rain, showers, and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, high of only 78 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the east 5 to 10 miles per hour. Once again, could see another half to 3/4 of an inch of rain on Friday. Friday night, we are also looking at a 70% chance of some rainfall with an overnight low of 67 under mostly cloudy skies, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And the rain chances continue this weekend. 60% chance of rain for Saturday. Mostly cloudy, highs near 80 expected with northeast winds 5 to 10. Sunday, we're looking at a 40% chance of showers, partly cloudy and 86. And first half of next week, we got 20-30% chance of rain through at least Wednesday with highs in the upper 80s, low 90s. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And then Lori Schatz will join us on the other side from the Community Farmers Market in Artesia. And we'll talk about this Saturday's big event with their Health and Business Expo, too. Don't go away.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455. Enjoy more of the speed you need with gigabit internet from Plateau Fiber. Fiber means more speed, and that means more streaming on more devices with less buffering. Plateau offers True Gig, a dedicated fiber connection to download and upload what you want with speeds up to a gigabit per second. Best of all, it's all yours. You don't have to share your connection with the whole neighborhood. Sign up now to ensure your neighborhood is part of the next service zone. Learn more and get signed up today at plateaufiber.com. That's plateaufiber.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Call 623-5344, serving all of southeastern New Mexico. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Western Farmers Electric Cooperative is the wholesale power provider for Central Valley Electric. As energy efficiency, environmental standards, and other aspects of the electric utility industry change, it is important that Western Farmers understands the energy needs for today and for the future of CVE residential customers. You can complete this short residential survey at the CVE headquarters in Artesia, on our website, cvecoop.org, on Facebook, on SmartHub, or complete and return the paper copy you received in the mail. Your input is valued and much needed. Thank you.
Gosh, can anyone remember a summer as nice as this? And Roswell families are certainly making the most of it, starting with a visit to the Tailgate Nation at Roswell Ford. From pickups and SUVs to family sedans and sports cars, Roswell Ford has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned vehicles starting at just $5,000. Dozens of premium late-model vehicles ready to serve your family for many years and many miles to come. Each one has passed a thorough 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy with confidence. Of course, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks, so if you have one you'd like to sell, bring it by and let us make you an offer. You'll probably be surprised at how much it's worth. It's tailgate season, and a fresh new vehicle from Roswell Ford will help your family enjoy it like never before. So grab the cooler and the barbecue and come see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
Thursday edition, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show, the latest on the budget battle and all of the chaos that is unfolding in Afghanistan with our Afghanistan expert, Buck Sexton. It's not looking good.
Clay, we're going to break that down. Plus, what does it mean now that we know the Democrats are going to ram through this crazy wish list of the left using the reconciliation process? Is the Biden administration going too far, and is the backlash growing in a way that will affect them at the polls? That and more coming up on the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show.
Travis and Sexton are on Roswell's Talk FM weekdays at 10. Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. It's considered good luck in Japan when a sumo wrestler makes your baby cry. But who gets the good luck, the sumo wrestler or the baby? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Lori Schott's back with us from the Community Farmers Market in Artesia. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Well, I know, we talked to you, has it been a month yet? I don't think it was a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, we
maybe
talked. That was kind of... not the official start, but it was kind of, welcome in, and the summer market's going on here in Artesia, and we had lots of fun. Well, this week, if you haven't been back since then, you're waiting for special events to go, then I don't know why you would, but get back on the radar, because this weekend's going to be an overstocked farmers and garden market and weekend. It's much more than just produce this weekend.
Oh, yeah. We have a theme this weekend. We do it the second Saturday of every month. And so we have one on September 11th as well. But this weekend is family, health, and business fun is the theme. And so we usually say make it, bake it, or grow it. And this, of course, that will be the majority of people that will be there. Yeah. But we've also invited other vendors that may not qualify for that, such as Origami Owl. Yeah. There's Desert Kids Boutique that will be there, clothing. Okay. LuLaRoe, Damsels in Defense. Yeah. So they wouldn't qualify on a normal basis, but they're a business, a small business, and so they can come to this one, or they can come this September 11th, or both. Yeah. So we have a lot of booths that way. Okay. We've also included you. Jean in Artesia was like, I'm not sure if the proceeds are going to Paws and Claws. They are. Okay, cool. For the pet parade. For the pet parade, excellent. Yeah, so we have a pet parade. Is there any? I was asking earlier, Sean. I was like, is it furry friends or pets on, all pets. Okay, so you can bring your hamsters or your squirrels or dragon iguana if you want to. All right, cool. So your mini pony. I don't care. All of them can come. If it's your pet. Right. That's the rule. We ain't bringing livestock or nothing. If it's your pet. Right. Bring it down with you. We have a girl in Artesia that has a pet rooster, and she has a backpack for it that's air conditioned and everything else. I've seen her. You saw her? I saw her. We were at Benny's Western Wear she came over. Doing the Day of the Cowboy. Yeah, she had a little backpack. Yeah. He's a small rooster, isn't he? He's penguin. I'm not a penguin. I'm not big on I didn't grow up on a farm. I don't have a lot of. I didn't either. But I saw, and he was a little guy. He was
almost palm size, a little bit bigger. But he wasn't, because I'm thinking roosters are a little bit more.
Right. No, he's not aggressive. And so I believe she will be down. She comes almost every week to the farmer's market. We will have Candy the horseback. We have, she was there at our last theme, and just for kids to see. Now, this time, we have Dr. M.J. Lewis from right here.
And he's your large animal chiropractor.
He also does goats and dogs.
Okay. But he specializes in horses and cattle and things.
Yeah,
but
so he's coming down to Artesia to do Candy.
Okay.
She's never been chiropracted, so you can come and see how that is. My horses always have been. There was one time, my older guy, my vet thought, okay, this is it. And because he lost so much weight, and come to find out his jaw was dislocated.
Oh, he's just hungry.
And, right, exactly. And so once we got that fixed, we were right back up in business.
Cool.
And actually that vet was very open to chiropractic and said, you better call Dr. M.J. Lewis.
Sure.
So,
and I would imagine too, like in the human world of chiropractics, most people think of back problems and things, but in actuality, there's a lot of, if you think about it, your back, your spine is kind of the highway for everything in your body. So they deal with a lot more issues than just back problems. And I would imagine for horse chiropractors or large animal chiropractors, it's probably the same thing, because I'm thinking that spine
for the most part, as a horse person, Western, you get on one side and you get off on that same side. So imagine pulling the saddle to that side of the back.
I got
all
you.
the time.
So you're constantly
right.
Got it.
So a lot of holistic riders, like I started to do, is I will get on the other side and get off on the other side every once in a while.
Okay.
So that my horse A is used to that, and B, I'm not always tugging on his spine the same way.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's kind of cool. My horse now has TMJ, so. Don't ask me how they know. And,
you said they had the jaw problem, the foods.
Well, this is the other one.
Oh, it's the other horse. Okay.
Yeah, the younger one now has TMJ. Well, has always had TMJ, but the older one had dislocated jaw. So, yeah. So he's coming to do that, and then later on in the day, we're going to paint Candy the horse.
Oh, cool.
The kids put their hands in water-soluble paint.
Okay, so that's the hand painting.
Yeah, the hand painting all over her, and we use a little Dawn. And with the paint. So then when we take her back to her pasture, we just rinse her off. She gets a nice little bath, cooled off, and gets to go back in.
Nice.
So she'll be there. We have the rescue from up north of Roswell.
Is it
Ranger's
Legacy Equine Rescue?
Yeah, it's
there you go. Perfect.
They are coming actually down to Artesia today to look at the space.
Okay.
They are having a little bit of equipment problems, so they're hoping that they can bring their minis on Saturday. If they can't, they will just have... They have horses up for adoption. They get a lot of horses that are just given to them for either health reasons, or the horse is older, and or people can't feed it anymore.
Sure.
So they kind of rehab the horse and then try to find a good home and adopt him out.
They're the group that when the horse's working days are
over, and you don't want to pasture.
Sure, you want to provide a retirement home for these horses.
Right. So they're going to come down. We also have, and I know she's been at the farmers market here almost every week, the Diamond Queen from Roswell.
Yeah.
She's coming down to judge the pet parade.
She'll be the official judge of the pet parade.
Yes, and Wags and Whiskers in Artesia is providing a $50 gift certificate.
Nice.
Now, with the pet parade, we ask for a $1 to $5 donation or whatever you want to give.
Okay.
That's all going to Paws and Claws.
Yeah.
If you have an animal like a tarantula and you don't want to bring it because it's hot, or whatever the reasoning, you can take a picture and print it out and bring it down. We're going to have a sheet that you can put it on, tape it on, and you can hold it and be part of the pet parade and to be eligible for that gift certificate.
So if you have some not transport-friendly animals.
Right. We used to have a snake years ago when I lived in Chicago. We had a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
My husband did, not me.
Although if you got that little aquarium thing for it, you probably...
I know, but then you got...
Yeah, it's heavy.
Right. So you can take a picture of it.
Sure.
And bring it on down. And we don't want anyone to lose their pet.
No, that would be bad. Especially snakes or things like that.
Yeah, he lost it in the vents of our house. And I was like, I'm not coming home till you find that thing.
No.
So yeah, you can anything qualifies as a pet. So bring it on down.
Yeah.
And it will be a lot of fun. Now registration is 8:15 to 9:15 with the parade at 9:30.
Okay.
MJ is going to be chiropracting at 8:30.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock we will paint the horse, and at 9:30 till 11 we have a musician coming from Carlsbad.
Okay.
A guitarist who is excellent.
JJ Aguilar.
Yeah. I mean, he plays great music and at a volume that you can still carry on business.
Gotcha. So it's beautiful music, but not overpowering the room or whatever. Gotcha.
It's so great.
Gotcha.
So we're happy that he's coming with us. We have the Garden Club of Artesia will be there. And they're just looking for a new member, like a membership drive.
Okay.
I'm hoping the VFW with Betty K. Skinner will be there. They also are just reaching out to any vets to be a part of.
Okay. I think she's American Legion, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, American Legion.
We have Desert Willow Wildlife Rehab Center.
Yeah.
They're from Carlsbad.
Yeah.
They have Mr. Peabody.
Yeah, they have a lot of cool
pelican.
attitudes there. Yeah.
And they'll either bring him, I guess Mr. Peabody thought the road after the rain was a pond, and he went to land on it and broke his shoulder.
Oh.
And that's how they got him. And he's rehabbed now, but he can't go back out to the wild because he can't catch.
Gotcha.
Can't feed himself. And then they have Guinevere, who is a really cool big owl.
Okay.
And she has cataracts in one eye. And so she also has
Calls
difficulty,
it the home,
right?
yeah.
So she's part of their regular. So they're going to bring one of those.
Good deal.
To see us.
And by the way, check that out because I think during like the summers and things, they'll do a lot of programs out at Desert Willow with families and things. So if
and
you
they're
want
also going to do a fundraiser in October. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. We went to it last time. They had a silent auction. The meal was great. The whole thing was put together very well. So I told them, put me on your list. I want to come. When they got to the safari part of $5,000, I kind of was out.
It's like, hey, that's a little rich for my blood, but good luck to you.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to, when we were talking earlier, the pet costume the pet parade, Paws and Claws, if you're not familiar, they're a no-kill animal shelter in Artesia, very similar to our Roswell Humane Society here. Matter of fact, they partner with the Humane Society all the time. If they've got pets that they can't house there, they bring them up here, and vice versa.
Right,
they
they work
adopt
together.
pets out there, and so if you're wondering what Paws and Claws is, a great organization. Think of it as the Artesia's version of the Humane Society.
And actually, the reason it kind of came about is I was at, we also have a project at the community garden through our church, which is the First Evangelical Presbyterian Church that hosts both of these events. And we were in there just talking about Through the Spirit, and we were done. My girlfriend and I just sat down. She's working on a Relay for Life, and I was looking at, I don't know, Facebook or my emails, and this little white pit bull comes running in. She's got a leash and a collar on, and shoves her face in my lap. And then this dog, definite street dog, like Chocolate Lab, comes in and growls at us. And my girlfriend's like, back at him, and he took off. So we called animal control, and she's still at Paws and Claws.
Looking for a home, huh?
Yeah, looking for a home. So if you are interested, please go to Paws and Claws. Her name at the Humane Society in Artesia is Daisy, but her real name is Elsa.
Okay.
Because I did find the owners, and they have not gone to pick her up yet.
Really?
So, she has till Saturday, and I really don't want to take a pit bull home, but I will if I have to.
She puppy or adult?
She's 2 years old.
2 years old. Sounds very
she's
friendly.
A female,
yeah.
super friendly. She knows how to sit and stay, so she's had some training. And we gave her a breakfast bar. She was kind of hungry when we saw her, but she's a really, really. I've never had that breed before.
I've had friends, and they were great dogs.
Yeah.
I'm a lab. I've always owned labs.
Well, I have a German Shorthorse / blue tick coon at home that's 11 and will not be thrilled with this situation.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
So I'm going to get her fixed. If I do end up with her, I am going to get her fixed, and then she will be up for adoption through me because I don't want to keep her.
Too many mouths to feed at the house right now.
I have all of mine are rescues. Three cats, a dog, and a horse, all rescues. So I've done my part.
Right. I'm the same way. I have 2 cats. I'm good there. I'm not going past that.
Well,
Anything else?
I had a cat run away at 5 a.m. in the morning yesterday, and I left the doggy door open, and even left the 2 cats inside that have never tried to get out of the doggy door and the dog. And I said, well, this could be downsizing. I could have 0 when I get home, or 1, 2, or 3. And when I got home, the two were there, and I fed them. And I was going to open the door and yell the name, and he jumped over the fence and ran in the house and sat by his bowl like, I'm hungry. Let's go. So I'm back up to 3 and the dog.
So they went out about their day and came back.
Exactly. He used to be a barn cat, and he was found on Kith and Kin's roof years ago. So he's used to being outside.
Sure.
The other 2 are like, we're not sure what that is out there.
Right. That's how my cats are. They kind of, I have a like an enclosed patio area that you can, And every once in a while, we'll open the door, and the cats will go out there, and they like to hang. Once they're out there, they love it.
Right.
But that
initial
transition,
going
they're
over.
just like,
and now they have to flip through the door, right?
Yeah.
So Havoc knows how to do it, but Trump, he's orange, and and Phantom that you can't touch. Well, or like, we're not doing that. We don't know what that thing is, but it makes a lot of noise. So, but anyway, that's my animal stories. But yeah, bring your pets down. I'm trying to think what else we're going to do on that day. Now we have our regular vendors.
Yeah,
so
with your
we've invited our
produce and-
sisters. They're called sisters, and they have a lemonade stand, but they make cookies and popcorn, and they bring that. We have fresh flowers. We have, I'm trying to think of who said they were going to be there for sure.
You got
we have burritos.
breakfast burritos.
Oh, yeah.
The Outcast softball guys.
Team 8 and up.
Yes.
So they are going to have breakfast burritos. So there's food to purchase.
Yeah.
We have baked goods. We have vegetables. We have artwork.
Does somebody do ice cream out there?
We do have homemade ice cream. And I did a shout out to her yesterday and said, you better come, because we had a special event last time and she at the last minute couldn't come. And everyone's like, where's the ice cream? And I'm like,
that's a tease.
So, yeah, sorry, but it is very good ice cream. She sells out all the time. So if
you can solve world peace with ice cream.
And there's toppings. In fact, I had someone I knew came another time. I expected her to be there, and she wasn't. And she had picked up her card from her booth, so she called her at home and said, "I want to come over and get a pint of ice cream." And she was like, "Okay." So she sold it that way too. So
where there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly. She got her. She came for ice cream. She was leaving with ice cream.
Hey, I respect. I like the cut of your jib. I like that.
Altrusa will be there now. The Altrusans in Artesia sell knives.
Yeah, they got they're really great quality knives. What's the brand? I forget.
I do too.
Yeah,
and I'm an Altrusian, so oops, sorry,
is it like
guys.
radar? Some of them are. I can't remember. They're really good
great.
knives.
They
They're
last
really
forever.
good knives. Yeah.
So, and if you are a nonprofit, and if you're listening to me and you're a crafter or a vendor and you'd like to come, we have space.
Okay, great.
So if you are selling something, it's $5.
Okay.
So unless you are a not-for-profit.
Gotcha.
Then you can come for free.
Okay.
If you are coming and I don't have a product, but I want to hand out my brochures and I make pottery.
Sure.
Then you can come for free.
Yeah.
Or
or if you're a youth organization and you're looking to recruit or something.
Right.
And,
exactly. Yeah. So, and this is the week to do it.
Because it's a little bit bigger than you'll get not just your produce crowd, but your crowds that love pets and love to shop and all those things too. Yeah.
So we encourage everyone to come on out. It is $5. You can come out on that day and go to the welcome booth, or you can Facebook us. It's Community Farmers Market on Facebook, and I can send you an application beforehand.
Yeah, and the market's at 402 West Grand in Artesia. I'm not sure if you mentioned that.
No, right. It's right next to the First Evangelical Presbyterian Church, which is 4th and Grand.
Yeah.
Right next to it is it's actually 5 empty lots put together. If you're from Artesia or know Artesia, it used to be the helicopter pad.
Yes.
We, as a church, do not own that space, but we have been blessed that they have said, yes, use our
Feel
space.
free to use this. So they were very nice to grace us. And that's
so
awesome.
we were going to just do it in our parking lot. And then my partner in crime, Linda Vanderveen, went out and did all the research and called them and got all that worked out.
Great.
And right now we make a good team because I kind of do all the stuff prior to the event.
Shake and bake.
And I can't lift right now. I've had 4 hip surgeries, so I'm on the mend. So
you only got 2 hips.
I know. And it's all been on the same hip. The other one hasn't even gotten anything.
We haven't got there yet.
No. So she does the heavy lifting on the day of, and I work with the vendors before, or the acts, or I'm the one that reaches out to and say, do you want to come and be part of this?
Yeah.
So we're right now, it's a good team. I'm there for the event, so I can handle verbal issues.
Yeah.
Just not, I can't set up the tent or those type of things.
Right.
So,
but make a trip down. It's because obviously we've got the farmers market starting at 7 here. Maybe run through there real quick and then make your way on down to Artesia.
Well, you remember the barking guy, right?
Yeah.
He did that. He heard us on the air, and the first weekend that the Roswell Farmers Market was open, which I hear is going great.
It's
big,
packed. They got great.
Blooming,
it's
awesome.
It's great. It's doing well.
So I haven't been able to come up, but I do help out Main Street here in Roswell.
Yeah.
I will be up the first We are done in September, and they have 2 more weekends. So
Yeah,
I'm
they
doing
go
the
into
first
October
weekend
here,
of October. I'll be up here, and I can't wait. I'll tell you, I'm the best customer at my own. And last week, I learned not to take so much money because I'm like, I want flowers, and I want tomatoes, and I want,
Well, and it's hard to buy a bunch of fresh produce when there's only 1 or 2 people that live in a house. You know what I mean? Like my wife and I have this problem, and I imagine you probably have some of the same issues where we're like, I love, but then it's like, I got to eat it on one day or it'll go bad. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to eat 8 pounds of squash right now.
We also have furniture. He's a regular vendor. He makes it out of pallets.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And he does special ordering, so you can do that. We have leather work.
Cool.
And she also takes special orders as well. We have jewelry. We have cups. You can make the coffee cups and all that kind of thing. These are our regular vendors that are there every week. So please come and support them as well.
I got a question for you. I saw on the list of things, and I don't know what this is, and I just haven't Googled it.
I might have spelled it wrong.
No. It's a normal thing. I just never heard these 2 words together.
Oh.
Rice pillow.
Oh, yeah. So
what's a rice pillow?
It's material with rice inside, and she uses lavender oil on the rice.
Okay.
You can either put it in your freezer and it becomes a cold pack, or microwave it and it becomes a hot pack for you.
I think I'm familiar with it now. Now that you said, when I heard rice pillow, I was like a buckwheat head pillow with rice? What are we talking here? Because that's where I had went, was like there, and I'm like.
And that same booth has jewelry and decals for your car. That is these vendors that come every week are getting to be awesome at display. You feel like you walk right into their shops. And so it's great. Like she has tooling on the legs.
Okay.
The material, and you walk in and you feel like you're in her shop. She makes homemade soaps as well.
Cool. So they go all out on their setups and everything. That's cool.
We had vendors from Roswell, and then we encouraged them to come to the Roswell one. Obviously, way easier for them.
It's a little bit less logistics for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So for 2 months, we did have Roswell vendors. We do have customers that come from Roswell all the time. But we have Artesia and Carlsbad vendors as well. And Carlsbad, at least 7 of our vendors come from Carlsbad.
That's great. So you kind of meet in the middle if you want some of those.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm telling you, folks, your Saturdays, if you're wanting to produce hunt and things like that, I'm telling you, do the rounds. If you're here in Roswell, stop through there first, do your shopping, then make your way to Artesia. And I'm telling you, on your way back, take the old Dexter Highway, hit Graves Farm and those farms there.
I did that last week.
And pick up some stuff too. And you can literally have a feast of stuff by doing that, and you're done by noon.
Right. And so we're in We're in August. We're starting to go into the fall, starting to think about the holidays. This is the time to pick up that unique gift.
Yeah.
We have someone that does towels, and they're woven.
Okay.
So it's not the regular towels that you knit it and you put over, although I really could use one of those too. And we don't have a vendor
Any
that
vendors
does
for that out there?
No, really. But she weaves the towels herself.
Oh,
and you
okay.
can say, I want it to be purple, blue, and black, or whatever your colors are.
Custom order, I guess you'd say.
And,
cool.
I got one as a gift last year, and my girlfriends came from Indiana, and they helped me out in the kitchen, and they're like, where'd you get this towel? And so I told them, and
Let me show you.
Shoot. So guess what they're getting for Christmas?
Nice.
So I've already gone and purchased that from her, and she's a great gal. And she does placemats, face cloths, towels. So that's a very unique thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have an artist that makes her own cards and also works in other media. So she has she's partnered with Meals on Wheels.
Okay.
And it's
I
trying
might
to
have met that lady before. Did she used to do like classes at Senior Center there for card making and things?
I don't know. Her name is Wind Boomhauer, and she's from England.
Oh, maybe it's not her then.
Okay.
But yeah, I've seen some of those, and it's very intricate details what they do on the like the gold leafings and all the things they do, and the beadwork and things, and they do all kind of stuff with those cards.
So outside the vendors and those little extra things, we also are going to have games out for the kids.
Okay.
We have chalk art for the kids. We have bubbles they can go and do. We have Trinity Temple, Assembly of God, comes out and does a free paint craft thing with the kids.
Oh, cool.
So no pay, just go.
So if you're like wanting to dig through and shop, and the kids are like, mommy, 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 daddy, daddy, Hey,
tons of stuff.
Let's go do some crafts over here.
Yep.
I'll be back and go look at these squash over here while you do the craft. Yeah.
We have a cutout of a saloon girl and a cowboy.
Okay.
That you can come and kind of take your own selfie situation.
Nice.
And so we'll have that set up
Reverse
for everyone.
it. Put the guy. Reverse
Oh, yeah. You can do all kinds of, we've seen all kinds of things the last time we used them. So, and then again, we have the pet parade. Bring your pet down. We have candy coming, and we have those 3 mini horses that will be there. We have the music going on.
Yeah.
The garden club. So, yeah, we have a lot going on.
Absolutely. Everything gets underway officially at 8 a.m.
Yes.
So do the math. 7 a.m. is when the Roswell one opens up. If you get there at 7, right at 7, do your shopping, maybe spend 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes, and then that should put you in Artesia about 8:15, 8:30, and ready to do some shopping.
And we
there
go till 11. And I'll tell you, if we have shoppers at 11, my booths, they're great. They do not close down.
Great.
They stay open until they look around. Okay, everyone's cleared out.
Till the party's over.
Right. I mean, let's face it. Saturday morning, 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock is pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have a lot of action a little bit later. But then
I imagine you get waves. You'll get the early birds. The ones.
There are people that are there before we even set up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jiminy, I can't get here any earlier.
And that rush will go through probably the first half hour, 40 minutes, and that'll die down. And then you get the rest of us that sleep in on Saturdays that come in about 9:30 and do their
thing. That starts for me in November. I know. Linda and I are like, this sounded like so much fun at first. And this 6 a.m. is getting mighty early.
But you know what? You've probably been eating better in the last
I've had
month
fresh
here.
tomatoes and all kinds of stuff and a zucchini.
Has any green chili made its way in yet, or is it? I know they're starting to roast in the stores and stuff. I didn't know if they're showing at the farmers
We've had
markets.
hot peppers. I don't know if there's been any green chilies yet that have come up, but we do have hot peppers. We have a great booth where they have 4 boys that they work in the garden and bring their gardens, and they also bake on Friday night.
Okay.
And then they go, do you want to buy my cherry pie? And there's those little cherry pies, and how can you say no to this? You're like, okay.
Yeah. Yes, please.
So,
you know your target audience.
Right, exactly. And then the parents make them add up everything, and then you give them your money, and they have to determine how much change to give back to you.
So they're really learning commerce.
She's using it as a learning
moment.
experience.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
I love that.
So they're fun to have.
So they might be the next little Elon Musks or whatever running around out there.
We also have Sun Country. I don't want to forget them. It was purchased from the owners last year, and it's new owners, and they also bring things from their nursery. And if you're looking for something they don't have, then they can tell you if they have it and to go out there. They're open out there at the same time as the farmer's market.
Okay.
So, and they're not too far away.
Okay. So it's kind of like a satellite location at the farmer's market.
Yeah, get their name out there.
And if you don't find quite what you're looking for there, you can go to the main store.
It's a home and garden now. It used to just be garden.
Yeah.
So now it's home and garden. So you might be looking for something for your home.
Okay.
A little knickknack. And
little decor and stuff.
She's eventually going to have furniture. I'm not sure if they have that yet or not.
Okay.
But you can always ask her. She's the one that's at the farmer's market.
Okay.
They are going to do activities like the farmer's market-esque in the fall and the winter. So keep your eyes open for that too.
All right. So like little plant gardens and things.
Well, things like that. They might
gardens.
have, Santa come out to have pictures
cool.
and you can go out and do that. So like little themes every now and again to get you out to their facility.
Yeah, like you said, now they're the home and garden, but for years, the Sun Country Garden, and that's kind of a staple in Artesia.
Mm-hmm.
When there's always like certain things you're like, oh, you got to get X, or we just go there.
Right.
When it comes to flowers and plants, and that was the staple. We're going to Sun Country. That's kind of where you go.
And and it's still that way. So we want to make sure we give them a shout out.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to tell you about something. I don't know how much time we have left.
We got a little bit of time.
Okay. So in November, this is shifting gears. So what we've been talking about has been hosted by the First Evangelical Presbyterian Church.
Now you're putting on your concert hat.
And now I'm putting on my Best Shots Productions hat because I have a company called that.
Cool.
I had it in Indiana, and I got busy here, so I never did much with it. I produced the Patsy Cline show that I did here under that name. So now I am working with Roswell Community Little Theater.
Very cool.
And Roswell Kiwanians, who are trying to raise money for the all-inclusive park.
Yes.
And, of course, the theater is a nonprofit.
Yes,
so,
they're great. They got the kids arts program too. That's part of the Roswell Communal Theater.
Yeah, I'm at the gal in charge of that at their fundraiser.
So,
it sounds awesome.
So this will probably help benefit all of that too.
Correct.
Great.
So we're doing a concert. And this is this is a big release because it has not been said publicly.
I need a Tiffany or a drum roll or something.
Hope Gene doesn't get mad at me down in Artesia because I'm going to do it down there tomorrow.
Scooped him.
Right, exactly. Mike scooped you, Gene.
Yeah.
Is that it is called The Music of Simon and Garfunkel. It's
All
a
right.
professional group tribute coming in. It'll be November 6th at 2 and 7:30.
Cool. So all those Simon and Garfunkel fans out there, I mean, what do they got? 87,000 hits. I mean, you can throw a rock and hit a Simon and Garfunkel hit.
Right. And we will. There will be a VIP ticket, and there will be a regular ticket.
Cool.
And if you're interested in coming to the concert, please call 575-513-8119.
Okay.
And get your name on the list.
Okay.
We're planning on selling out.
Okay. Is there any place online where they can find tickets?
At this point, no.
Okay. I didn't know if the Communal Theater is going to put it up on their website.
They will put it up on their website, and it will be on their Facebook page, and it will be on Best Shots Productions page on how you get tickets.
Excellent. Okay.
The reason I'm like not yet is because we're working those details out today.
Coming soon. So within the next week or two, you'll start seeing that pop up.
But if you want to call that number, 575-513-8119.
Cool. Okay.
I can put your name on the list, and you'll be guaranteed to have a reservation for that concert.
If you don't mind, we're talking Roswell Communal Theater, if you want to go early and scope out the place for the Simon and Garfunkel concert.
This weekend
Yeah, this weekend and next weekend. Yeah, Bye Bye Birdie is, they're doing their fall production of Bye Bye Birdie. It's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Friday night and Saturday night, those are evening performances at 7:30 p.m., and then Sunday's an afternoon matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are available at the Community Little Theater's website. It's roswelltheater.com. They spell theater T-R-E at the end, not the eater like movie theater spell.
ER means theater, means movie theater. R-E means live theater.
Yeah, that's how I remember movie theater. Like I spell the eater. That's how I remember how to spell it. You should ask me how I spell therapist. But anyway, once you break that one down, you're like, ooh. But anyway, or you can call them as well, 575-622-1982. And it's now this is the play by Birdie, which, the movie's based off the play, but the movie so you're going to if you're familiar with the play, you'll recognize songs and things whether you watch the movie or the play, but this is
the original.
Yeah, this is so there might be scenes like, well, that couldn't happen in the movie because it's not in the original play. That's
right.
Why, so something like so.
You know how movies always change books.
They always ruin them.
Yeah. It's the same thing with musicals. Sometimes they change the whole premise of the musical, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like if you saw a chorus line in the movie, that is completely different.
I did see the movie.
So they made it a love story between Zach.
Yeah.
That is not what it's about. It's about your love for dance and performing. That is what the musical is about.
Was Wayne Gretzky's wife in that one?
I don't know.
Janet Jones. Wasn't she one of the stars of that one?
I saw it on New Year's Eve.
It's been 1,000 years ago since I've seen it.
But yeah, I mean, those of us that came from a performing background went to see it, and I'm like, this is not supposed to be a love story between a man and a woman. It's supposed to be the love for performing.
Yeah.
What I did for love is what I gave up for my art.
Well, and the rigmarole of going through it and doing it, you do it all for the love of theater. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm like, what? No, we were all very upset.
I guess the movie people didn't think that was going to grab people, and so they had to put a crowbar of love story.
Yes.
But anyway, it's Bye Bye Birdie. Again, get your tickets now and come out Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday. Pro tip, if you're not available this weekend, but you're available next weekend, pre-order your tickets now. Because after the first couple of performances, people are like, that was great. I'm going to come back tomorrow or next week and bring my friend. And so they start selling out. So if you're very narrow on your availability on when you can see it, pre-order your tickets that way.
And this is done by your community. So people in your community are doing this, which is a really cool feel.
Yeah.
And then what I'm doing is this is a professional act, a national act coming in from outside of Roswell to provide this entertainment.
Yeah.
So
now it's a husband and wife couple that Simon.
It is a husband and wife. You can go on. You can Google it and go to the music of Simon and Garfunkel, and you will hear clips of them.
Do they argue like Simon and Garfunkel?
We did. No, they didn't argue on stage. That was all backstage.
Yeah, that's true too. That was all backstage.
I can't say that.
We probably have a lot more Simon and Garfunkel if they got along.
Buy a VIP ticket, and you can ask them before the concert. But I'm super happy to bring that to Roswell and start bringing concerts.
And give the date out.
It is November 6th.
Okay, so you got a little time.
At 2 and 7:30. Again, all the details have not been worked out, but the contract is signed, so it is a definite go.
Awesome.
And we're going to do something in March as well.
Excellent.
So, and it will be the weekend before your spring break is when that is.
Okay.
That is not as solidified, but there will be a concert. Again, it will be to benefit both. Roswell Kiwanians is raising money for an all-inclusive park here in Roswell.
Yes.
And so we need to raise money. We've been given $1.5 million from the governor as starting seed money.
Okay.
And now we have to raise...
Match it or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So because we got that during COVID, it's been very difficult for us to raise money.
Yeah, it's kind of made it, put a back burner a little bit on it with the COVID and everything. But yeah, matter of fact, are these still around town? I've still got one. Yeah, I've got one here. You can drop some change in.
I got a change jar here for us.
And
I keep one in my truck, and we're going to put them. We're hoping to put them out at restaurants, which was the idea for them.
Sure.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of people with cash on me here, so it doesn't help as much. But yeah, we want to raise awareness, and yeah, that's going to be a great park. When it comes to if you're not what an all-inclusive park is basically it's a playground that is good for all children. Certain aspects at some playgrounds, people that are on the spectrum, they don't do well at these things.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't interact well with them. So these parks are designed that a child on the spectrum or a child that's not on the spectrum can equally enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really. So if there's, and I think it even comes with some of the handicap stuff too, where even children with other physical limitations or disabilities,
and afflicted, they can come.
They can interact and enjoy.
So it's gonna be a lot of touching.
Yeah.
So a lot of your senses are being used, especially with the children on the spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're raising money for that, and then of course, my passion for 40 years has been the performing arts, and I know Little Theater has done their best every single show to get people in there. But it's it's a struggle. You have to write grants and foundations.
Remember that thing, a course line you were talking about? They do it for that passion.
Exactly.
They love it.
Come, and let's support two great organizations for a great project here in Roswell.
Yep, and then come out this Saturday to Artesia.
This Saturday for the Family Health and Business Fun is our theme.
It is a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Come out for produce. Pet parades, great items.
See horses?
Yeah, horses, and bring the whole family out for fun. Come hungry. Come get your burrito or some ice cream or some lemonade.
Ice cream. We have baked goods. There's lemonade by the sisters. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and it's all this Saturday. And they do the farmers market every Saturday, 8 to 11 through September.
Right.
But this weekend's a big extra stuff.
Correct.
When you come out the other Saturdays, it'll just be ice cream and farm and garden and stuff and things that people made.
And then September 11th, I'll be back to talk about who we're having for that.
Is that kind of the grand finale for the season?
We have two more after that one. It just happens to be our theme.
Okay.
So again, if you are interested in coming and you are a business that wouldn't normally qualify, this is your week.
Is that going to be another business health or a different theme?
No, it's a different theme in September. So you can come this Saturday. Everyone is eligible. Or if you are a vendor that's a craft or vegetables, please come on out. It is free to the public to come and enjoy. There are free things to do throughout the day. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So come get involved. If you have any questions or anything, you guys have a Facebook page, right?
Facebook page, Community Farmers Market.
Yeah.
And it's in Artesia. I know I've had some people in Carlsbad. Where are you? And I'm like, 4th and Grand. We're there and you're not here. And I'm like, we're in Artesia. What? So
different Grand.
Artesia. So come down to Artesia and stop by the Roswell one first. They open at 7. We open at 8. You can do both. We have clients that come to both, so that's fantastic.
Absolutely. And then you got to figure out what to do with all that produce.
That's right. And remember, any questions? 513-8119.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Lori. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. It is 9:57. Quick break before we go. Don't go away.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Bob Reed Pest Control is committed to providing the most modern pest control management solutions for homes and businesses. Bob Reed can handle every aspect of pest control, from general insects to trees, shrubs, yard treatments, and commercial weed control. They're the only authorized Centricon termite elimination system operator in southeastern New Mexico. No job is too big or too small. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today. Southeastern New Mexico's pest management professionals, 623-5344, and find them fast in names and numbers.
Soak up the sun and the savings during the Summer of Fun savings event at Roswell Nissan. Saturday, August 14th from 10 to 1. Roswell Nissan is pulling out all the stops for a little family fun. They'll have games, jolly jumps, bull riding, face painting, a coloring contest, and lots of free food and drinks. Register to win some awesome prizes like a selfie ring light, karaoke machine, a hoverboard, and even a smart TV. Plus vehicles as low as $99 a month. The Summer of Fun savings event. Saturday, August 14th, 10 to 1 at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd. Red Dirt Black Gold 2021 is coming Saturday, August 28th in downtown Artesia, featuring some of the best in Red Dirt country from Tel Runyon, Josh Malloy, Bart Crow, and Reckless Kelly. 92.9 The Brand is giving you the chance to score a VIP experience. We're talking food, backstage access, and the best seat in the house. Just text VIP along with your name to 291-7468. That's VIP along with your name to 291-7468. Enter for your chance to go VIP from Red Dirt Black Gold and the Brand.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2021.
Prescott in the gun. They blitz.
Only heard here.
Deep ball by Prescott. Man all alone at the goal line. CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
43 yards, a touchdown, and a touchdown dance. Friday night, it's your Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. Live from State Farm Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pregame at 7, kickoff at 8 on 92.9 The Brand. Brought to you in part by Tate Branch Carlsbad.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends only 10 minutes a day